Whoa. Future's now.
The future of the past is now.
Okay.
What episode is this?
12,
Who are you people?
13. You guys ready for the noise?
Let's bring the noise.
Here comes
I'm
the
bringing
noise.
Yeah, we straight chillin', serial killing, pre-cool villains on the mic, got you reeling. 5-star rated from the floor to the ceiling. If you catch a 1-star, no time for feelings. Got a demon DJ on the ones and twos, by the name Beelzebub, so don't get confused. So grab a seat by the fire, roast them all over two, and prepare to hear the legend of the straight chillin' crew.
What up, nerds? And welcome to another monumental episode of Straight Chilling, the weekly horror movie review show where you chill and we kill, slice, dice, and chop up yet another horror movie. My name is Bob. I'll be your host for the evening. This is episode number 400, recorded Sunday, December 4th, 2022. Tonight, we're going to be reflecting upon the last 100 episodes, doing all kinds of crazy, weird shit along the way. Before we get into it, let me introduce everyone else on the show. First up, calling in from across the table, we got our boy Randu
What's up? I got a call about a circle jerk. Came over here to see what's up.
to jerk circularly.
Yeah. We just a little circle jerk. Let's get it
A
down.
little triangle going here.
Yeah, we do. It's angular, but it is a circle jerk, technically speaking.
Last but not least, also calling in from the same damn table, we got our boy Soju. What's up, man?
Oh, what up? It's your boy, Immortal Stains. The straight chilling will never die.
Can you dig it?
I can dig it.
Your eyes were darting back and forth wildly. Did you come up with that right now?
Nope.
Right now?
I've been planning that for the past 100 episodes.
We planned.
The voice projects confidence, but the eyes say, please laugh.
Dear God. Dear God. Stain me with laughter, please. Oh, God.
Please laugh.
Is this the end of Stains?
Oh, man. We got a lot of fun shit planned for this episode. We're going to hear from a lot of friends of the show. We got a ton of listener questions we're going to get to. And we also just hosted our very first live show where all three of us were in attendance. Never happened in the history of this podcast. We recorded that. That'll be included in this episode as well. And we got some questions that you guys sent in via email. We're going to get to those here in a minute, too. Before we get to all that fun shit, though, let's tackle a little bit of housekeeping real quick. The December poll pick has closed, which means we're going to be talking about the original 1974 Black Christmas very soon. Our January poll is currently posted on our Patreon website. If you support us at the $5 level or above, you get the chance to vote on a movie we're talking about this January. The theme for January is shit we missed last year.
Hell yeah.
There's a ton of really solid new releases in 2022. We could not get to them all, so we chose three that we kind of wanted to talk about. You guys are going to vote and decide which one we do talk about. The movies are Barbarian, The Menu, and Smile.
Well, Bob, why don't you go and tell me how those numbers are looking so far?
The Menu and Smile are tied for second place. Barbarian has a solid 60 to 70% of the vote.
What?
60 to 70.
Yeah.
What? Who could have anticipated this
All of us.
landslide? We kept going back and forth about some movies. We were like, why are we spending time on this? What?
Barbarian and then Two Losers.
To lose
Whoa.
our films that
Whoa.
nobody wants to watch now. I mean, we try to pick some popular ones
Yeah,
at
for
least
sure.
to
Yeah.
give it a run for its money, but alas, here we are.
Yeah. If you haven't seen The Menu, I can vouch for that. It's solid. I haven't seen Smile yet, so I don't really know. A lot of people like it, though.
It
A
was
lot
a
of people
popular
do
film
like
this
A lot
year.
of people do, dude. It made a shitload of money, and people are comparing it to It Follows positively. So I don't know. I don't know.
That is surprising to hear.
It follows. I thought like Randy compared it to The Ring.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Yeah. All right. Well, whatever.
So yeah, get your votes in before the end of December. We'll see what movie we're talking about this coming January. Speaking of cool shit we do over on Patreon, we've been dropping a ton of mini episodes, mini casts that are Patreon exclusive episodes. We have over 80 on there now. We're dropping another one this Friday. That is December 9th. Juice is going to be talking about a movie called Salome.
Yes, this is a horror film from Nepal. First Nepalese horror film I've ever seen.
I don't think that's accurate.
No,
but I don't remember what country.
look it up. Let's be professional.
Oh, no, it's not.
I don't think it's.
No, not Nepal. No, that's not right.
No, it's not.
Senegal.
Yes.
Sinapol.
Yes, yes,
Sinapol,
thank you,
you know?
Bob. Anyways, it was solid. It's on Shudder right now, and it is a foreign language film, so you do need to read a scotch, but it's kind of like an action horror film, and it's got a lot of folklore baked into it as well.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty interesting blend, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. Not from Nepal.
No, it's pretty dope actually. It's for Shudder content. It's pretty different. It's very action heavy, but it's definitely got a lot of spooky vibes. It's a cool like genre blend. It works pretty well. I recommend it. Check it out. If you want to hear Justin's thoughts on it, that episode's dropping this Friday, December 9th. Keep your eyes peeled for that. We also have not one, but two brand new Patreon subscribers.
Oh, shit.
We got to give mad shouts outs too. Big thanks to Brandon G and Drew M for showing us some love on Patreon. Every dollar you guys contribute goes right back into the show. It means a lot to us, and as is tradition around these parts, we owe you both the straight chilling salute. These goes out to Brandon and Drew. Here we go.
Slap my ass.
Ooh, one more time.
Slap me in the ass.
Double tap.
Slap me in the ass.
One per cheek.
Oh, God. Slap me in the ass.
Oh, God. Slap
Good.
me in the ass.
It's a good stern slap.
You know,
Thank you.
We should implement on episode 500. We each get slapped in the ass one per episode, so it's just
Dude.
500. Just rapid, just boom, 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 boom. Well, three people. We'll open a new tier on Patreon. 3 people, 3 slots.
You know we should
Are we going to
do-
spend episode 400 brainstorming episode
Riffing on
500?
episode
That's
500?
a new tier of Galaxy Brain Circle jerking.
Dude, you got to plan ahead, brother.
No, we don't. Have
your-
we ever?
Can your ass handle 500 consecutive slaps? I
Oh.
bet it can.
You know, I got to work at it. We're going to need some practice slaps in between.
Well, show us some love on Patreon, and we'll see if we can toughen Randy's soft ass up in the next 2 years.
Supple, please.
Speaking of cool shit we're doing on Patreon, we are reopening the You Pick the Flick tier.
My God.
Yes.
And for 2023, the price is going up. $300 a pick now.
No, it's the same. It's staying the same. So we're reopening the You Pick the Flick on Sunday, December 18th at an undisclosed time. If you are a newer listener, this is the only way you can outright pick a movie for us to review on the show. It's very limited. There's only 5 slots per quarter, so this is going to go towards the first quarter of 2023. And they typically go very quickly,
That's
so
true.
you'll have to refresh our Patreon website throughout the day to see whenever that tier does go live, and hopefully you'll be able to grab one of those 5
Just
slots.
means I've more shit I gotta do now.
More shit I got to do.
Now, also, I want to clarify, even though it's opening December 23rd, you said?
18th.
18th.
The 18th.
18th,
Sunday.
December
December
18th.
18, 23, 4, 7.
December 18th. People who picked last year can now pick. So
Yep.
Miles, Heidelberg.
Yeah. So there's
boys
a
are
rule.
back in town.
There is a rule that you only get 2 picks per person per year. So it refreshes. It's anybody's game.
Yep.
Yeah. So mark your calendars for Sunday, December 18th. You Pick the Flick will open. We also just wanted to give a very quick shout out and thank you to everybody that showed up to Rain Dogs this past Friday for our live recording and 400th episode. We're going to get more into that after we have a listen back, of course, but you guys really came out and participated in a pretty major way, and we had a fucking great time. Hopefully you all
Yeah, we
did as
did.
well. Also, big shout out to our motherfucker Corey over here. He's taking pictures today, and he really
Behind
came
the
through
scenes.
in a big way and helped us out.
I heard
for
he's
live
the 5th
event.
Beatle.
Yeah.
Dude, Corey saved parts of the program.
He did.
Quite literally, yes. Yes,
Gotta plan ahead, right?
we did. You
Nice.
can't,
Good thing we prepared last
you
year.
can't plan for everything, says the straight chilling crew. That's I think that's pretty much all of the housekeeping we have to tackle.
Well, great. It sounds like our house is clean.
His house is clean.
Yeah, boys. So episode number 400. Every time we do this, we kind of have a look back at the previous 100 episodes. Basically, the last 2 years of the show, give or take. Which it feels like just yesterday we were recording episode 300.
I know, man.
It is insane that 2 years have passed. Episode 300, we had some guest hosts because we all crashed and died in a fiery jet ski accident. That was a pretty fun episode.
Rest their souls.
Yeah.
Let's
yeah.
see, we're immortal. We keep coming back.
Yeah,
it's all irrelevant.
We're like Jason in Friday 6.
Yep, nothing can
Full-on
kill us.
Frankenstein.
We
Yeah.
can do anything.
He's back. Yeah, but here we are doing it yet again, which is fucking nuts. What we just kind of wanted to like take a minute and think about like the last 100 episodes. What are some of the moments you guys really dig on, and like maybe some of the guest spots? We had some new guests. Definitely shouts outs to our boy Warren from Simpsons is Greater Than. We had a really good time recapping Treehouse of Horror with him over the past couple years.
Yeah, that was great.
Also, Caitlin was a newer guest that we had from Plug It Up.
Yeah,
it
she's
up,
great.
Some really,
We've
really
been
good
able
show.
to guest with her as well. But so many good conversations
Yeah.
with Caitlin.
Yeah. This just happened, but we were able to host a movie at Sunray for the first time in a couple of years because the pandemic was doing its thing. Blood Rage was a lot of fun.
It was out just still Dimmikin.
Yeah.
doing his fucking thing. Justin was actually able to hang out with us live for that screening, which is a
First time ever.
it was a big fucking deal, man. It was awesome to finally have you grace the stage at Sunray.
That was a lot of fun, and people are really digging that movie. It's fun to see like movies that we've joked around about like for years,
Yeah.
and then get a ton of other people involved
Yeah.
in that. That's
Still
a lot of
working
fun.
towards that Bigfoot monster mystery screen.
Dude, it's gonna happen.
It's gotta
gonna
happen.
Once we talk about our live show,
Yeah,
we'll get a little more into that.
I think so.
Some of the big ones that stick out, Birdemic is one of the biggest ones that stick out to me from this like 100 episodes.
Yeah, dude, that shit was so fucking funny.
I remember me and Bob laughed our body sore.
Yeah.
It was just, I was like so sore days after that one. So that was a lot of fun.
Still sore today.
I got to do my very first thing in Seoul too, live
Yeah,
event in
that's
Seoul.
true.
So teaming up with the Dark Side of Seoul and doing a thing just this past Halloween of trivia, horror trivia at the Dice Latte. That was really cool because it's something I've always thought about doing, and so that's cool to kind of pull that off finally. What else? We did some big classics.
I know, man. I got
Yeah.
a few on there that were like big gets for me. Like Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me was a huge get for me.
Yeah.
Clue was also a huge
Oh, yeah.
get for me.
Yeah.
Like we got some fucking absolute all-timers in my personal book this time around. I'm very
I
pleased
mean,
about that.
let's not forget about Godzilla 98.
Okay, yeah,
That's a
well,
big get for Bob.
That's
It
a real
was.
big get.
That's a big get for Bob.
He's still dining out on the story of liking a movie called Godzilla
Dining
98.
out?
We did Nosferatu, which is is it maybe no, Caligari. I was gonna say, is it the oldest film we've ever? I think Caligari is
Caligari is a little bit older,
I
yeah.
think, yeah.
Still,
Yeah, it hit
big one.
100 before Nosferatu did by like a year or something. Yeah.
We did everyone's favorite Sallow,
Oh my
Oh, and
God,
Threads.
You know
and
what?
Possum.
That's our maybe first ever serious episode.
actually.
That's true. Yeah. We weren't really throwing the jokes around. It's the first episode we ever did where we did not rate the movie.
Yeah.
That was a thing.
69, dude!
Our first ever unrated film.
If you want more information on why, check out that episode. Don't watch that movie.
Yeah.
yeah,
Skip
just,
the flick.
Just listen to us.
Yeah, just listen to us talk about it.
We did Carrie.
Carrie was
Big
Oh,
one.
did we?
Did
Yeah.
we do Jaws summer before last?
I think so.
that was a big one.
We
some
did
point.
Friday the 13th summer
Friday
before
the
last when
13th,
Randy
right.
came in.
Yeah, that was another live one. That
We
was
did
fun.
do Jaws. Yep.
Jaws.
Friday the 13th, the OG, of course.
Damn, some big ones.
The
yeah.
Thing just this past January.
Uh-huh.
The Thing.
Thing.
Yeah.
The Thing that was a lot of fun.
We did
yeah.
Rubber, Red Letter episode, that one. You know, the Rubber episode? Everybody remembers the Rubber episode.
Yeah.
We finally knocked out the David Gordon Green trilogy. Thank
Yeah,
God.
every Halloween movie we wrapped that up this
Oh my
past
God.
October. We covered
Yeah.
them all.
And until the next money grab comes along.
And, yeah, until probably a couple years down the road. Yeah, we'll be doing it again. We also, speaking of just like newer things, we started the past 2 Halloweens. We did our big Chilloween party, which is a special hangout and event for our Patreon supporters. We hosted some movie screenings. We had a costume contest. We also did some trivia, which was a lot of fun. Look forward to doing more stuff like that too. That was something new.
In the past 100 episodes, we also went to Spooky Empire together. Like me and Bob
yeah.
did.
Hell yeah.
That was the first
said
time I
fuck
ever
you
got
guys.
to.
Yeah.
Well, and then you guys got to go to a film festival
That's
together
true.
too in the
The
past.
Overlook
and,
Film Fest in
and did a
Nola.
bonus episode.
In
Yeah.
New Orleans, yeah.
That was a great
definitely
time.
something different for
Got to
us.
see some really interesting underground movies. That
Got to hang out with Mick Garris in the flesh.
We'll hear more about that later as well.
Yeah, we will. Yeah. You guys also interviewed Chris LaMartina this past
That's right.
October.
Yeah.
That was a great time. It was a really good conversation if you get a chance to listen to that. That one was released on the regular stream, right?
It was, yeah.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
available for everybody.
Okay.
That's director of WNUF Halloween Special and the sequel as well.
Yes, which will go
The-
unnamed for my embarrassing
the-
lack of ability to remember the
Which
title.
was fucking hilarious. I loved how funny he thought it was. To be fair, it's called the Out There Mega Tape Halloween Special, I believe, which is a very long name.
It's a little unwieldy by design. I hope that that's understood.
Yeah. Good shit, though. Check those movies out if you haven't. Super cool, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good shit. Yeah, we've done a lot of new like shirt designs as well. We've been guests on a ton of shows too. On Simpsons is Greater Than, on A Cut Above. Shouts out to A Cut Above, man. They have us
yeah.
on there pretty regularly, which is a lot of fun.
We just did Plug It Up just a
Plug It
couple
Up.
weeks
Not long,
ago.
yeah.
Talking
not
about
that
Blood
long
Rage.
ago.
I loved talking about Blood Rage with Caitlin, actually.
No
That was
way.
a
You
lot
like
of-
talking
a
about
lot of
Blood
fun.
Rage?
What?
Yeah, get out of town.
Yeah,
Right?
who could have guessed?
Did you know it's filmed in Jacksonville,
Dude, in
Florida,
the
Bob?
Duval County?
Yeah.
Yeah, man,
Really?
that's actually true. I wish
Did you
knew
know that, Bob?
It's totally time for trivia.
Did you know that it's
Forcing it in
not
there.
cranberry sauce?
What?
Did
What do you
you
think
know?
it is?
It's blood.
Did you know it's not cranberry sauce?
What?
I don't know.
Hey, keep the beat.
I just live here. Yeah. So we did a ton of shit. Some really cool stuff. Hopefully, some stuff that you guys enjoyed over the past couple years. We tried our best to capture a lot of that and include it in something really cool we have releasing very soon. Justin, you made a fucking documentary about the podcast. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yes, so I think this is the first time we're ever announcing our documentary titled Solid 1 Star.
Hell yeah.
Is coming out from this recording a week and a day, so it'll be coming out Monday, December 12th. So here's the kind of bonus already of the documentary is we record actually a ton of footage. So it started here in Jacksonville when I was here, and I was like, Bob, you know what we should do? Record a documentary. Famous last words.
You know what we should do? Our absolutely famous last words.
Yeah.
So we started shooting here in Jacksonville. I wanted to knock all of Bob's stuff out before I went back to Korea and just see how it kind of turned out. I also did some Mikey stuff as well. And then Randy recorded later in DC. I recorded in Seoul. So this was recorded across 3 different cities. And we ended up with so much footage that the main documentary is going to be just under an hour. It's about 50 minutes.
We just really couldn't bear to lose any of our own voices talking about us. I mean,
Yes.
who would not want to hear us talk at length about ourselves?
Yeah.
Welcome
Do
to
it
episode
well.
400.
Well, I think like approximately there's around, I would say, another 30 to 40 minutes worth of footage that I'm just going to be releasing throughout the year of 2023 as their own kind of separate bonus material. But yeah, the documentary itself is 50 minutes and it's mostly us talking about the history of the podcast.
And what a rich, storied history it is.
Dude, 8 years worth at least. Ooh,
Yeah,
oh, Lord.
you had some footage on there because we've seen it amongst ourselves now, and there was some stuff on there that I didn't know you recorded or had completely forgotten shit from like years ago. I couldn't believe that you held on to.
Dude.
He's got a dossier.
Got the vault.
Dude, it's true. I'm sure most people listening are unaware, but like Justin like collects pictures like you wouldn't believe. Like he has, how many like terabytes full of like video footage and photographs like do you have?
About 10.
That is
10 terabytes?
a lot.
I have the 10 terabytes worth of hard drives that I carry with
Okay.
me back and forth that store all my stuff.
How many Sea-Doos could you have bought with all that time?
That's a lot of terabytes.
Not one. Hard drives aren't that expensive.
Remains to be seen. Yeah, there was a lot of really cool old pictures of all of us together, pictures of Jack and Ross and Brad and Drew, all the old hosts, Cesar, just, recording back in the day when we first started all together. And then, of course, some footage when we were all apart. And then, special events, live events.
Yeah, there's some good shit on there.
Just, yeah, you really covered it all in a way that I was kind of blown away you were able to be honest.
Well, it was cool too because I recorded you, so Randy had no idea what you talked about.
True.
Yeah.
And then Randy recorded on his own, but I've been editing it. So
Yeah.
Randy, you had no idea what Randy talked about. And
Right.
then neither of you had any idea what I talked about.
It was nice and siloed. It was good.
Yeah, so I think it was fun enough. I was really the only one to see all of it together, and even I couldn't even anticipate, what was going to be put until it was all put together.
Yeah.
And so that was a lot of fun. And I did record a lot of Mikey too, but because there was so much footage, I'm just going to give Let's Get Physical Media their own separate little
Tight.
mini doc. Yeah,
Awesome.
so
Little
that
featurette.
will be coming.
Bonus features
Whoa.
because who do you think we are? Okay.
Hey, well, this is not the podcast that edits. I think that's clear.
That's true.
Yeah. I thought I won't spoil this, but as I was watching it for the first time, hearing Randy describe how he sees himself in the podcast fucking cracked me up. And you've never described any of this to me before. So as I was watching it, I was like, oh my God, it all makes sense.
I had to blow up my spot because we had to talk about ourselves more.
Yeah.
Dude, Randy steals the show, I gotta say. I loved editing Randy's footage. So much fun.
I love deleting everything Randy said. It
yes.
was great.
This will be lost to history, and so shall this.
I fucking loved it.
No.
Drunk with power. So keep your eyes peeled. That's going to be hitting our YouTube page, right, Juice?
Yeah, that's going to be on youtube.com/Straight Chilling Podcast on December 12th, Monday.
Awesome. Monday, December 12th, solid 1-star Straight Chilling documentary.
Get the juice now.
If you guys check it out, let us know what you think. We love hearing from you. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Is there anything you think we left out that we should have talked about? That's entirely possible.
Yeah.
Let us know your thoughts.
Did you learn something?
Did
Comment what you learned below.
Oh, God.
How much did you enjoy the stripping sequence?
Ah, yes.
The hog
The burlesque
jog
scene.
sequence. Did you like that? Did you love that? So check that out, guys. Also, let's talk about our live show. So we just did this past Friday. It's
true.
In Jacksonville, we rented out the back room at a bar called Rain Dogs. And we did this earlier this year. This was another thing we did for the first time this year. It was really just like a general a meetup, like a horror nerd hangout. We did that this spring. It was in April at Rain Dogs. We had a really good turnout, and it was just a place for horror nerds to talk shop, so to speak. New friends, old friends all came together, and it was a lot of fun. So we wanted to do something like that again, and it just worked out that Randy and Justin were going to be in town the week of our 400th episode. So we were like, "Fuck, let's do a live recording at Rain Dogs."
Yeah, accidentally worked out.
It did literally, serendipity for sure. So we rented out the room again at Rain Dogs, and they have a stage back there. We set up a table, and our boy Corey showed up with the lighting and made us look good and took some pictures.
Sweet Alice made us some lovely cookies.
Yeah.
Dude,
Pink
and some
sweaters.
baller fashion.
Yes, exactly.
Pieces.
And incredible recreations of a world famous article of clothing.
World famous.
And that's going to be part of the behind the scenes for this episode as well.
Yeah. You can watch the footage on YouTube if you'd like for that. But we had a bit of a sort of a lively introduction, I guess you could say. And we took listener questions for the bulk of the show, and then we had a bit of a surprise sing along to close the night out. And
Just immediately blowing that up.
well, they don't know.
And the twist was this.
They don't know. What
I
was
don't
that.
know.
If you were there, you know.
If you were there, you were there. We had a great turnout. Hopefully everybody enjoyed themselves. Like I said, we recorded that, and we're going to be playing that for you right now. Let's roll.
Calling all children, please put your hands together as we welcome our next dancers to the stage for their 400th spin around the pole. With great pleasure, I present the Straight Chillin' Crew.
Oh, shit. No one's making it rain. What's wrong? We expected dollar bills, y'all.
We need
No dollars.
dollar bills very badly.
We need them. Welcome to the sketchy back room of Rain Dogs. Thank you all so much for hanging out.
And away we go. Holy
Yes.
shit.
Away we go.
That's planned.
Just a little bit of planned feedback. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. We are celebrating our 400th episode of this goofy ass show that we started years ago. Never thought we would keep it running for this long, but here we are. Thanks. We got our boys here. Like this is a big ass deal because we've never in the history of this podcast, which has lasted for 8 years, done a live show with all three of us in attendance. I am, of course, your boy Bob.
Oh, shit. Hey!
With me tonight, flying all the way in from Seoul, South Korea, we got our boy Soju.
Oh,
Bitch, your boy! Soju.
Get the juice now.
Anticlimactic, to be honest.
very uncreative.
And last but certainly not
It's
least,
not supposed to record the whole time.
we got our boy who flew all the way in from Washington, D.C., Randu. Oh,
God bless America. You guys ready to hear obnoxious bumps? I got you covered.
it feels
I'm so
good.
ready for you.
Randu, eat that microphone. Just
Gotta
get on.
Okay, this is gonna get disgusting really quickly.
For sure.
All right.
Thanks again for coming out, guys. We want to answer your questions. We know you got them, and they are burning through your souls. You want to just get to it? Just get
Sure.
right to
I
it?
don't know, man.
Well, first, this is our 400th
400th
episode.
episode, yeah.
400.
400.
So we've been doing this for 8 years, every single week for 8 years.
You know, we got a documentary coming out.
We do have a documentary
We should probably
coming
talk about
out.
that.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
god.
December 12th, we are dropping a documentary that's going to be talking about pretty much how this thing got started and
Yeah.
how it's been going. And it talks a lot about back in the day when Drew and Brad were with us. We got a lot of old school footage, old school photos on there. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited. It's like an hour long.
Yeah,
Super long.
Soju is a full-on documentarian now. If you were unaware of that fact, Vincent Price thinks it's fucking hilarious. Apparently, so.
That guy knows a documentarian when he sees one. I'm just saying.
We've got a built-in laugh track, and it's just Vincent Price. That's what you want. So keep your eyes peeled. That's going to drop Monday, December 12th. The documentary is going to be on YouTube. And hopefully it'll be super dope for all y'all that have been listening and supporting us for the past damn near decade.
Be prepared to be bedazzled.
I'm prepared.
This is the
to
greatest
be
moment of my life.
bedazzled.
I'm hearing these bumps in the open. I'm forcing a captive audience to hear them.
Randy's
I'm
6
so
to midnight.
excited.
This table's about to flip over.
It's gonna flip over by no virtue of my own.
Dude, I'm going to be like, getting a workout tonight.
Yeah, look at me, look at Randy. Look at me,
No,
look at Randy.
I'm just going to
look at me.
ignore Randuce.
That's,
Look at me.
That's how most people react.
Yeah. We want to do a Q&A with you guys. We got a microphone up front there. If anybody has any burning questions, we definitely want to answer them. And also, you might notice hanging from the microphone, we have a certain sack squatch.
I did not notice that.
Bigfoot's goddamn foot. It may or may not be filled with holiday treats.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, it is. It just is.
I had no idea.
It
This is
may.
news to me.
It may be filled. It is. It's
Guys,
cool.
did you expect planning? No, never. Not gonna happen.
Yeah. So who's gonna be the brave first soul to break?
Who's gonna be? Who's gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
Oh,
Yeah.
Michael.
Yeah.
Michael.
Oh my God! They're storming the stage. Oh my God!
Oh,
We need
God.
security.
One at a time.
Oh, it's out of control. It's a bloodbath.
One at a time, please.
One of them is an actual Sasquatch. Fuck.
Hi.
Come. To
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah. You
Oh
sound
yeah.
good.
Hi, my
you
name's
sound
Byron.
beautiful.
First time caller, long time listener.
Byron Leftwich of the
Leftwich?
Jacksonville Jaguars?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Hey,
You're a legend.
Yeah.
hey. When I have a question.
Okay.
So when you have guest Mikey on the show, why is it only movies that deal with pee-pees and doo-doo and buttholes?
Well, see,
Why is it only those movies? when you have
Michael's a
him on the show?
deviant. You see, let me tell you.
He specializes.
In the file.
Michael, you know, Michael is the first person who like joined our like did the you pick the flick.
One of the first. Yeah.
One of
Yeah,
the first.
before it was actually, taxed on
desired.
Patreon.
Yeah, Mikey started it, and he started it by picking a Serbian film, which is one of the most disgusting movie. Whoa! One of the, whoa.
Oh, this is a stage.
My lord. It is one of the most disgusting films I've still ever seen. It was like 4 years ago that we watched that, and that was rough. So that's
We've
your
been
punishment.
broken
That's
people
your
ever
punishment.
since. Thanks, Byron. Appreciate the question.
Yeah.
Love the show, guys.
Mikey likes the doo-doos and the
Great
pee-pees.
work.
in
That
short.
man loves doo-doos and pee-pees.
I'm taking one of these.
He's a specialist.
Dude,
There
what
you
was
go.
in there? What
Merry
is it?
Christmas, little
Merry
buddy.
Christmas.
Whoa.
Hey,
Straight from
everybody give him a good
Sasquatch's
round of
stocking.
hand. Give a good round of hand. I
Treat
say.
yourself. You gotta
Michael,
reach.
what did you get?
No. We're not going to answer that question here today. Hey, who's up?
I'm just as curious as you guys.
That's not a question we need to answer.
Did Pizza Mang raise his hand? Is that a Pizza Mang
I see a-
question? No.
No, he doesn't want.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Cool. The sea.
Oh,
of-
we got a
the sea
couple.
of people. I believe Tyler.
Zero. Let's bring up Zero
Tyler.
real quick. All right, Zero. How you
on
doing, buddy?
down.
Might want to lift that mic up a little bit.
No, that's perfect.
Or
You gotta
maybe
get down
not,
on
I
your
don't know.
knees to ask us a question.
So I was told there's a jet ski giveaway. Do I have to stay the entire time for that, or can we do
What you
that
have
now?
to do.
It happens at midnight, maybe. Probably.
You just have to turn in about 5,000 Blu-rays, and you will get your hands on a free Sea-Doo.
They just did that Netflix documentary about the guy who never got the jet from Pepsi, and I'd
Yeah.
like to think you're men of honor. So
We are Pepsi.
That is absolutely a mistake.
I'm just as disappointed as you are, Tyler. Actually, so that's a great little segue into this.
Oh.
I did an approximation of Bob's Blu-rays today. I did a quick guess, counting the rows and how many was on each row.
You can't count.
So, dude, okay. So who wants to guess how many Blu-rays approximately Bob has in his
You don't
Blu-ray?
have to play.
Some of you
along
have
with this
seen
sick
it.
Game.
850? Higher.
Oh
Higher.
my God.
Dude, 6,900 is pretty
Higher.
close. 1,200. It's about 1,200. Whoa!
Holy shit. I mean, probably far less, to be honest.
No.
Most likely.
And I'm trying to think back into 2000. Oh, I was, whoa.
You don't have to stop.
I was wondering that, or in 2019, we were tracking Bob's Blu-rays. So that was the last time we were actually like counting how many Blu-rays are you buying a month, Bob? And at the time, there was one time where the average was, I don't know, like 30, close to 30. The Bloodbath of Spooky Empire.
30 at a time.
In 1 month. Yeah. So, so yeah, I mean, if you count that over, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, yeah, 1,200 makes a lot of sense.
This is bringing a ditty to my head.
Where did Bob go wrong? Were he in his friends? It's been way too long for those blue ravens.
Get in there. Yeah. Nice and deep like. Yeah.
Bob, we know you've been wasting all your dough on those DVDs. Luckily, you still have your own podcast now. Let's Get Physical Media.
I still have
He had to
my own.
outsource the
Well,
pain.
I'm just saying that keeps track of it for us. So
Thanks
if we
for-
ever wanted to go back and track it again, we have hard evidence now. Really. Yeah, really hard evidence.
Yeah,
So.
me and Butthole Mikey talk about Blu-rays and 4Ks.
Ooh, I like that
sometimes.
nickname. Butthole. It's very, very Trumpian of you.
Nickname? What are you talking about?
That's his first Christian name. Butthole? I don't think that's fair.
So yeah.
Lies,
Anyways,
slander. I don't
Bob,
believe
you have a lot of blues. That's okay though. Any lack of jet ski though can be blamed on Bob.
Yeah, free jet ski rides after the show. Hang out.
That
sure.
Don't ask what that actually means. Do not.
It's not a mustache ride. It's a jet ski. It's a jet ski ride.
Wow, Bob.
It's innocent.
It's 2022, Bob. Come on. What the fuck?
Okay.
Not the
So
crowd
sorry,
pleaser of a
Tyler.
bump I thought it would be.
I do apologize on behalf of Bob and this podcast for the lack of jet ski. I'm sorry.
I don't.
Yeah.
I am sorry.
I know. There's a. Go ahead, Bob.
Get a friend with a jet ski. That's what you got to do.
What?
Get a friend who owns a jet ski.
Dude, you could have like a fleet of jet skis at this point. I think.
You know how it's.
We could have one apiece. We could have like a squad of jet skis.
We could be a jet ski gang.
Are you done?
We could
Is
be
that what-
terrorizing
I'm
the St.
finished.
John's.
Is that what you want?
I'm finished. We can let Nate ask his question.
We can jet ski to South Korea together.
Yeah.
Nasty Nate.
Nasty Nate is being
South
forced
Korea.
That's my boy.
against his
That's
will
my
to come
boy.
up.
Nasty. Hey.
Hey, Nasty Nate.
I'm actually a surrogate question asker.
Oh, okay. Who's this from?
Who are you
then?
asking
This
on
one's-
behalf of?
All the way from Canada.
Whoa.
Brandon, aka I Be Stroking.
Oh shit!
Oh, yeah.
He does be stroking.
I be stroking.
He's always stroking,
There it is.
baby.
True.
He would like to know what's been your favorite episode to record, and
Ooh.
do you have a least favorite episode?
Oh my god.
All of them.
Yeah, that's a very
yes,
broad question,
yes.
isn't indeed.
Ooh, those are good questions.
All of them for
I
both.
looked deep into that camera as it snapped. Oh my god. Look at me, baby. Okay.
Actually, the episode where you full-on berate me for my Blu-ray purchases was quite a lot of fun for me.
I believe that.
honest.
Yeah, that's yeah. You said you were embarrassed, but I knew you liked it. So that one was good. That one was our top 10 of 2019, I think, where we count down Bob's Blues purchases. That was a good year. That's the year we did Halloween Resurrection was a really good one that year. Vampire's Kiss.
Oh, that was a
really
good one.
that
I think that was
year.
a Hydraberg pick. Shout out.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think 300 though was probably the most fun because we got to work with other people. We got to work with some other hosts of some other podcasts, Nicole and John and Anthony, and we died because of the jet ski crash.
Yeah, the jet ski that I don't own.
Yeah.
Apparently, we died on.
That one was a lot of
It's a
fun.
You know,
three-seater.
it's really lucky you got your money back after our deaths. You know, they really had to work to cover that one up.
Yeah.
It was custom built 3-seater.
I think that was a lot of fun to work on. I don't know if it was. I think we've laughed the hardest on like Halloween Resurrection or
That's true.
maybe Red Stag Randy's episode, the Halloween extravaganza of
I wouldn't know.
2019. I think. Yeah. Those are probably my favorites.
Randy is no longer here. Only Red Stag.
Dude, it was at a certain point you just become all red stag.
When you drink
Yeah.
as much as you did, yes, that is correct.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
What do y'all think?
Solid question. I don't know that I have any that like I hated recording. I mean, there's that one that we did about the
Solo.
Solo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We
That
don't,
wasn't
we
a
don't need to
Mikey's
bring
pick,
that
though.
up.
No,
It's
Mikey
Christmas.
was gonna review it with us though. So to be, yeah, he was supposed to be on and he checked out of that one. No, there's people eating.
Fuck you.
No, it wasn't Mikey's pick. It wasn't Mikey's.
No.
But
I know. I'm having fun.
there's people eating doo-doo in that movie.
Yeah,
That
he's
is
our
true.
doo-doo expert, but
There's a lot of eating of doo doo
too
in
much
that movie.
movie. Too much.
Yeah, that's probably too much.
probably the
doo-doo,
least
so
favorite.
that's probably my least favorite too.
Solo. Don't ever watch Solo in case
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
wanting to.
that's an absolutely fair
Don't
recommendation.
do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Randy, what was your favorite episode?
My favorite episode is the most recent one, as always, because they immediately leave my skull.
What did we
after
talk
that.
about? What was the movie we talked
Yeah,
about?
I don't know.
What did we talk about 2 days ago? What was it?
But you loved
Alien
it.
versus Predator. It's the
Great.
best
It's the best.
conversation we've ever had. Until next week.
Very deep and intellectual.
This conversation is what we're having for next week.
No.
Whatever next week's gonna be.
I don't know what we're covering next week.
I don't know. I just live here.
You're the only one.
Yeah. What was
Yeah.
your favorite, Bob?
I don't know. I had a lot. I always like talking about Halloween. I think the Halloween 4, 5, and 6 triple feature show that we did was a lot of fun.
You like 4, 5, and 6 more than 1, 2,
And
The conversation? Or
yeah,
the
I think it's because it's like a very and a full-on trilogy within itself. I dug that. Got nerdy with it. Check
I don't
that
remember
out.
any special
The
memories from that.
Thorn trilogy.
Just the movies
God
themselves
damn.
are good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason X recently was a lot of fun. It was a
Was
lot
that
of fun to
recently?
talk about.
What is happening?
It was in the summertime. Yeah.
It was the summer.
I'm gonna say Halloween Resurrection. The Rat. It's number 1. That shit cracks me up.
Y'all ever eaten
I can dig it.
Y'all ever eaten a rat? Raise your hand. That's a lot of hands.
Holy shit.
Damn. Surprised. That's good. We can say whatever because this is an audio-based show. People don't know. They don't know.
Oh my God, there's so many topless people here.
Oh, whoa! Put your clothes back on, everyone.
Wow.
I'm a little worried about being a slut.
I'm not worried.
You should be. You should be.
Good question.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Come on up.
This is a surely.
Ma'am, please, your clothes. Put them on.
This is surely a horror-specific question. Let's go.
Definitely, and it's a question for each of you.
Oh.
Okay, so we'll start with Justin. Justin, you are a world traveler. What's the spookiest place you've ever been?
The spookiest place I've ever been. I don't know. I still think the spookiest place I've ever been is still in Jacksonville, which was
Randy's bedroom.
Yeah. Actually, Bob. Blue Room. Oh, God. The horse. Oh, God. When we went to school for, we wanted to do a project for Bob in college. He was a photo major. And we went there and it was like super spooky. There was like a like blacked out basement and
Hobos.
like needles everywhere and like
Bum
burns through
shit.
it. But it was like legit spooky. Somebody should shoot a horror movie at School 4 in Jacksonville, Florida.
It's very condemned.
Yeah.
That building kept the UNF photo department like in fucking business. Though.
Yeah.
Everybody was breaking in like every night. It's just UNF photo kids live there.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Excellent. Okay, so Rob, you like spooky cocktails.
Oh, they're
What's
not
your-
the same question.
No, I told you they're all
Oh,
different.
okay.
Rob
All right.
likes spooky cocktails. What's your favorite spooky cocktail?
Ooh, that is a good. The Zombie. It's a classic. It's delicious. I recommend it if you haven't had one.
Would you consider a hurricane a spooky cocktail? It can kill you. A real hurricane. I guess the drink
no,
could too.
It's an act of God.
It's the
Let's get an
it's the
insurance agent up here to
thriller of
confirm or
the-
deny.
of the cocktail world.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a Bill Paxton style cocktail.
The hurricane force winds into your cocktail cup at 90 miles an hour.
Sure.
Yep.
Sure.
Awesome.
Category
Okay.
5.
And so, Randy, approximately 16 years ago, you pushed me out of a chair.
Yes. Yes, I did.
At Bob's high school graduation party.
I've come
Do you
in years
still- Do
after.
you still feel bad?
In years after, I've long since learned to become very comfortable with the fact that I've done this and actually to endorse it generally. I support my own assault of you as a child.
Throw your friends out of chairs, people. You've never lived.
You know
if
what?
haven't
Some
done it.
people earned it. Some people earned
It's
it.
why we asked him to be on this podcast. That moment is
You know,
we talk
this
about
guy
it
knows.
all the time behind the scenes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody get a hand.
Yay!
Thank you for your question.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
What do we do when the question's in?
Now that we have people's clothes slowly. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
The Sasquatch.
Oh my
sack.
God.
What'd
there
you get?
go.
Oh, they're actually wrapped up in little presents.
Yes.
Oh my God. It's so cute.
This is great. I do have another question.
Oh, okay.
Okay, great.
Put your
so-
clothes back on, please.
Oh, fine. But it's Friday night. Okay, so my next question is, Justin likes to take photos.
Nerd.
That's not a question.
I know, there's a
Oh, okay.
Okay, great. What is the spookiest thing you've caught unintentionally on camera?
Randy's bedroom.
Bob spread eagle. It was accidental, but I still caught it.
Never accidental.
Bob, oh God!
I do it with
please.
great intention.
I don't think I've ever caught any cool spooky things on camera.
You haven't caught any cool drops of water on the lens?
I don't
as
think
they're
so.
sold
Maybe
in
it's
the
because
ghost
everything's so
stores?
digital now. I don't think so.
All right, well, can you work on that for us?
Yeah,
come
I'll
on,
work on it.
man.
I'll scroll through.
You
I'll
ever-
scroll through 10,000 photos to check.
A skunk ape? Florida skunk ape?
Oh shit! What is that?
What is that?
Skunk ape?
What is that?
So-
It's in Rain Dogs. What is the Sasquatch doing here?
Sasquatch. Excuse me.
So, Bob, approximately 13 years ago, you accosted a bunch of my friends at a St. Patrick's Day party
Yeah,
with this question.
did.
50-50. 50% men, 50% women. Naked party in the woods. Would you go? How would you respond today?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah.
As long as the Sasquatch is there.
This may surprise you, but that question still comes up often. Actually,
It's really a
Truly.
shame
It's
that you
true.
don't see gender as a spectrum, Bob. I'm sorry to hear that on record.
People change, Randy. People change.
Good
Yeah.
question.
Naked party in the woods out back after the show. There's going to be sea-doos and a Sasquatch.
It's going to be 50% people and 50% other people.
100% naked.
Also, that's perfect that you asked that question because this has to go on our episode. We're not editing any of this out, so
Okay.
we get all Bob's
You are
deep secrets out there.
Speaking to the editor.
We
No.
won't edit right,
We
Bob.
won't. I've got the
If I had
video.
a dick, this is where I'd tell you to suck it.
Damn. Well, you can tell us, Randy, if you want.
Perfect.
I would never.
All right.
I leave it to Betty for that.
Rip. R.I.P. Pour one
Oh.
out. Did she die
Let's
this
get
year?
some further questions if there are any.
Oh,
Oh, there we
yeah.
go. Oh,
Welcome.
whoa.
Welcome.
Hi,
Hey.
Hey.
Byron's wife.
Oh, Miss Leftwich. Hello.
Byron, nice job.
If there was a movie that you could produce, what would it be? True story, not true story, that doesn't exist today, and why?
That's a really good question.
You're asking us to brainstorm horror movies.
Also, why haven't you reviewed Practical Magic?
Because you haven't gotten a pick the flick spot.
Yeah.
That's
Hey
the
now.
answer.
I
Hey
don't know
now.
what that is. What is Practical Magic?
It's only a Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman classic.
From what year, do you know? Era.
97?
This-
98? Late
Huh.
90s?
It's
Really?
really
Yeah.
just a
That's
full
gonna be our next-
expose on our lack of credentials here.
That's going to be our next ghost. So I'll mention it on the, 401, 402, 403, 404 until, somebody picks it for us to watch.
Forever.
Yeah.
Until your boy Byron just like nuts up and gets you a you pick the flick, and then
You
we'll
know-
talk about it.
You know,
Maybe-
if Byron loved you, maybe he'd probably get you a you pick the flick.
Byron gave a shit.
Maybe Ghost was my favorite episode to record because Bob was so
God,
pissed about
I was so
it.
mad at you. Talking about
Ghost. Okay. Huh. I don't know.
We really
I'll
dig
check
it
that one
down
out.
to that.
Practical Magic.
Yeah,
Magic, all
I
right.
think I would produce a Bigfoot documentary, a direct sequel to Bigfoot Monster
Ooh.
Mystery, because 50 minutes is just not enough.
You just feel like they need to add some bass and guitar to the drums to entertain Bigfoot.
I want to be re-bedazzled.
Oh, God, yes, come with me.
Thank you. There's the alley and there's the oop.
Nailed it.
Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Forever.
I don't know, man. Like that's a tough question because if we could answer that, we would be making movies and
Well,
not
some
being
of
dicks
us.
about other people's
I
movies.
mean, Justin is a documentarian.
I mean, some of us, some of us.
Oh my god.
I actually. So this year, and it's not
Damn.
the first year, but there's been a lot of like streaming type of movies that came out this year. So Deadstream and Sissy was like kind of about that. And then what's that one that really fucking sucks?
Dash Cam.
Oh, God, how much time you
Dash
got?
Cam came out this year. So all these movies are coming out where people are just filming like with their phones and it's part of the aesthetic or with their computer cameras and like stuff like that. And so I think it would be cool. What was the movie that came out in 2021? I'm terrible with the names. Huh? Host.
Nailed it.
Host. Jacqueline, host of A Cut Above.
Yeah. So I think it would be cool to do a movie like that with the Straight Chillin' crew, because that was filmed like almost entirely on Zoom, and that's how we communicate. And if we could somehow coordinate with some people in like Seoul and DC and Jacksonville to help like put that together, that would be really fun. I think that would be cool.
Surprise, you're all gonna be in this
episode
movie.
690.
Nobody's leaving this room ever.
This is a horror movie.
Yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I don't have an answer. I would make a movie that just is good. That would be my choice. You know, instead of making a movie that sucks, I would choose to make a movie that is good. That's my choice.
Approach to
And
filmmaking.
I don't know why people don't make that decision more often.
Why don't you make this one good?
It sucked, and you shouldn't have made it suck.
David Gordon Green.
You know, the choice to make a movie sucks. I mean, I respect art, but please.
Yeah.
I have a second question.
Oh, okay.
If that's kosher.
Fire
away. Yeah.
Why do horror movies have so much genitalia?
Ooh.
I'm gonna
Why
walk
don't
away.
they have more? Is the
Yabos.
question we would
So you're
respond.
talking yabos?
You gotta stand there and let us answer.
In general. Well, the exploitation films, the Yabos, would definitely sell the tickets back in the day for sure.
In Bob's collection today, I noted a film, I don't remember what it was called, that had Yabos on the cover. What was that?
Don't open till Christmas.
Okay,
Oh,
Vinegar
it's a Christmas
Syndrome coming
movie.
through in the clutch with genitalia,
was
or not. I guess that isn't.
Getting
but,
in the holiday spirit.
you know,
Is
close
that allowed?
No,
was
art
the
is not
movie?
allowed, Bob. Come on.
Okay.
What are we talking about?
What
here?
was the movie? Was it Basket Case where the guys just run down the streets of New York naked?
Oh yeah,
the famous
just a
hog
flop.
the hog jog. The famous
Everybody
hog
knows
jog.
the hog jog.
The hog.
Yeah.
That's-
Why do you think they put that in the movie? That's probably not selling tickets.
Come to daddy.
The Yabos are definitely for the tickets.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
Speak
that's
for
fair.
yourself.
Yeah, that's a time-honored question, and our answer. The answer to that question is that people come because there are tits.
But what,
I don't think I can put it more
Randy,
succinctly than that.
Randy, whoa.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know. I don't know why they did the hog jog.
Yeah, it's a good question. And we go straight to like the one dick that we know that's in a movie.
Yeah,
and
maybe
we're
they
focusing
wanted
on
full
that
representation.
for
And we
some-
can
I've
talk about
seen X. Okay,
Hellraiser.
I know there were
2020
more than
dudes.
that.
Yeah. I don't know. Why do y'all watch the movies with the boobies and the dicks?
I don't know.
I'm
How? Dicks
it's
are
funny.
funny. You know what? That is absolutely
Byron
valid.
over there loves laughing.
We're gonna get done, dude.
Talks.
X had like a dong silhouette.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. Your boy,
But
Kid
that was
Cudi.
part of the story. That was part of the story.
The silhouette is part of the story.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
it's a character. So I don't know.
That dick is a character.
Well, yeah.
Full blown.
Guys, I just want to like appreciate that we're on stage with these explicit purpose of talking about dicks.
Yeah.
That is every
this is the
episode.
American dream.
We made
as far as
it
I'm
straight to
concerned.
the top.
This is the top.
Straight to the top.
This
Episode
is the top,
400.
man.
This is where we're at.
Just
where we're
to the
at.
tip, though. Thank you, Corey.
We've really matured over the years.
What else y'all want to know about dicks? Anything?
Straight to the mic.
Oh, they're starting the stage again. Oh my god! It's calamity.
Good.
Good. Good.
Good. Good.
Good. That's real good.
You can bring up Brad or somebody.
Yeah. Oh,
we got one more.
We got another
we got
question.
two
Oh,
more.
here we go.
Okay.
Oh, look at this. Stately gentleman, watch your head. Yes, sir.
This brick house of a man bringing up to the mic.
Hi, I'm Byron's husband.
Byron gets around.
You know, it's very, very progressive.
Hello, Mr. Lefwich.
So I heard through the grapevine that you guys met Mick Garris at one point, and I'm just curious. One, is he any good at trivia? But also, what other writer or director would each of the three of you most like to meet? Of the,
It's a good question.
It's a great question from a very specific person.
Mick Garris, I think he's good at trivia, but also I don't know this for a fact because he wasn't on my team. I heard maybe he's a cheater.
Yes.
Blomkinator.
Well, we will not confirm or deny such heresy.
Did he beat you on trivia?
Allegedly.
Okay.
Actually, he did. We lost. Yeah. We don't know shit.
Yeah, we lost horribly.
Shame on
Anyway,
you.
Unless
we played
it's
trivia
dick-related.
adjacent to Mick Garris one time, and one of our cohort, who was extraordinarily drunk, sat down with the man.
I was not here.
And chose to engage him in such thought-provoking questions as, "What do you think Hocus Pocus 2 is gonna be like?"
That was my question.
I think it was passed along, wasn't it? I don't know. Questions of that nature. It was very amusing from the sidelines.
Yeah.
And the answer was, you can't catch lightning in a bottle more than once.
Wise words from
Yep.
a wise man.
We're going to have to trim this bit.
No, it's fine. We love Mick.
We
go
love
way
Mick,
back.
and Mick loves one
Who
of
would you
us
like to
when we're
meet?
drunk.
Another director, another writer. John Carpenter would be pretty dope. He's getting
Oh,
up
yeah.
there in age, so like, there's a time limit, unfortunately.
And also,
Let's
there's a
go to his
tolerance
house.
limit on his end. He's not going to put up with bullshit.
It's true. Yeah. Hey, it's the next house. We gonna be any good, John?
Hey, John, what do you think of the
50-50?
Halloween franchise? How many curse words do you know? It's the same question.
The original's overrated, am I right?
Yeah.
The originals.
What you got, Nate? Who would you like to
No,
meet?
go ahead.
Oh, I mean, I'm just going to talk about John Carpenter more. Is
Just
that
keep
cool?
talking about yeah.
He smokes a lot of weed apparently and loves basketball and plays video games. He
He's a
seems
good
like
man.
he's living his best motherfucking life.
He's living my
Good for
best
him,
motherfucking
yeah.
life.
What does he smoke? Is it Girl Scout cookies? Probably.
How do you pronounce
How
that?
do you? Julia DeCornow is the
Thank
name
you.
that you want to say.
Thank you. I would love. Yeah, I would love to speak with her, interview her, hang out with her.
Who? With who?
Julia.
Who?
Julia.
Julia Gulia? Who?
Julia Gul. Miss Gulia. Yeah. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Bob, one more time.
Gulia Louise Dreyfus.
DeCornow. Julia
DeCornow. Thank you, Julia DeCornow.
I'm bilingual.
So she's a French director who makes like really fucked up movies, but that are really thought provoking and interesting. And she seems really kick ass. And yeah,
That's
I
a
would-
good
I would
answer.
pick her.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably go with Del Toro. That guy seems like a
good
fucking hoot.
choice, yeah.
He seems like nothing but fun and positivity.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that is partially PR, but I don't give a fuck.
I think he's just a huge goober nerd. I love,
Dude,
like,
yeah,
how
that's what you
goober
want.
He is.
He has
yeah.
his own tequila, so
If
he
you're-
fucks.
If you're a film director and you aren't a nerd, you are a bad film director, is my opinion on that. How the fuck are you going to direct a good movie without being a dork about it? Come on.
Sure.
I don't know if he'd be a lot of fun, but I feel like he totally like fucks. Shouts outs to Cut Above. I feel like he's got some stories, but Robert Eggers just seems like this. He seems like he's getting around and he's got some stories to
I
tell.
feel like if you spend a night
I don't think
speaking with
he's
Robert
fun.
Eggers, you're going to
well,
ideate suicide a little bit.
God damn.
That's
Well,
not true.
Well,
fucking A,
okay.
I think he would take you to dark places. I mean that as a compliment.
Oh, okay.
I'd rather
Yeah.
talk to Julia. She made the movie about
Julia who?
fucking cars. DeCornow.
Oh, thank you.
No,
Cars are
Eggers is
hot.
awesome. I want to make
Yeah.
that clear.
Yeah, she made a movie about fucking cars. I
Yeah.
mean, come on. She's
Raise
got-
your hand if you ever fucked a car. Oh my god, everybody's hand.
Oh my
It's
Oh,
crazy.
the hands are
Oh,
flying.
crap.
Byron, please. You don't need both hands.
Byron did a fucking cartwheel. Holy shit.
Put that drive shaft away, Byron. Jesus.
He's got an 8-ball at the end of it.
And a 2-ball. There's 10 balls on the end of that thing.
You gotta get that looked at, to be honest. To be honest with you.
All right.
All right. Do we have any further questions?
Good question.
Or should
Yeah?
we fuck
Oh.
up? Oh.
B-Rad.
Oh, Pizza Man.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello,
Ooh.
gentleman.
So first off, I noticed you guys are looking pretty fashion forward tonight. Who are you wearing? And also, do you guys have a favorite cryptid that you enjoy?
Ooh, baby. This is a man who knows how to elicit responses.
Oh, this was planned.
I think that our outfits today are designed by Mr. Franzoni. and mimicked beautifully by Miss Alice.
Probably Mr.
Shouts outs to
Franzone's.
Alice, who
Shout
made us
outs.
sweaters and is also getting us
She's
burrs.
more than happy to accept your
Whoa.
money at the merch table.
Yes.
If I'm nice to her, do you think she will make me a sweater as well?
Awesome.
It depends
We're
on
now
how
selling
nice.
these on the Straight Chilling store.
How much can you lift?
Not much.
So this is audio, but if you're checking out behind the scenes, these are our Bigfoot sweaters.
Sweaters is the word.
Yeah, these are big feet, Bigfoot feet.
For
that
those
are on
who
here.
are not in the know, which is almost nobody in this room, Bigfoot Monster Mystery to the Ends of the Earth is on Tubi at this moment, and it is the finest documentary about Bigfoot that you will find. And these are a direct reference and beloved reference to that film. Thank you to both Mr. Franzoni for his beautiful designs,
His mother.
and for the replications by Miss Alice.
Yes.
Check
yes,
it out.
Applause across the board.
There we go.
Because damn, we look good, and it ain't easy.
And,
Also, if he'd like to come on Straight Chilling and talk with us, interview with us, review his film, talk about his new Bigfoot stuff,
It would be awkward.
I'm sure. I'm sure we would love to have him. So reach out to us.
He could teach us how to entertain Bigfoot, and I could finally learn how to play the drums.
Bob, he could teach you a thing or two about the
Good.
drums. That's for damn sure.
That man shreds.
Yeah.
He
So
shreds
check
the
that. Maybe
kit.
we'll play it later tonight if we can get the projector working.
If we can get the rights
It's on Tubi.
legally.
It's on Tubi. So we'll throw it on, maybe.
It's good shit. What was the second part of your question, Brad? Come back here. Get back up here.
You saw me turn around, and you immediately had to ask that. Favorite cryptid? Yeah.
Favorite cryptid? I have
There's
one,
so
but I
many.
want to hear
There's-
you guys answer this. I mean, it's related. I'm sure in some people's response. What do you guys think? Best cryptid in your opinion?
I am very partial to the Mothman. I saw the Mothman prophecies in like 2001 or whenever it came out. It fucking terrified me. That shit stuck with me though. Like, I don't know, for whatever reason it scares me, but I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we do is getting scared, and we like it.
There's one in Korea, and I always forget its name, but it's in a lot of Asian cultures too. It's like the nine-tailed fox. And if you've ever watched the Love, Death, and Robots, I think it's on season 1. They actually have a short about it. I wish they had more like media around it, but it's kind of a shapeshifter, kind of like a siren a little bit. But I don't know, that on Love, Death, and Robots season 1, that's a really cool segment, and you should check that out. Maybe it's season 2. It's on one there. And yeah, that's my favorite.
Well,
I'll watch all of it.
Yeah, watch it all. It's really
my
good.
super cool answer now is erased because I have to answer the obvious answer, which is Bigfoot. It's Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
For all of us. We have just talked wild praise about our favorite Bigfoot documentary, and we're wearing Bigfoot-themed sweaters. Aside from that, though, I would highly recommend the Flatwoods Monster, which is maybe the most unique looking of the cryptids that I know. I spent, for those who don't know, I did a 31 days in October of drawing individual cryptids, and that was my favorite. I think that one has just got like the most unique design out of all of them. That's the true answer. But also Bigfoot. What am I, like, made of stone? It's Bigfoot for all of us. We're Americans.
We should lean skunk ape, being that we're in Florida, right?
Yeah, I'm not ready to do that.
Do you think who would win in a fight, Brad? Let me ask you a question. As a former host.
Oh my gosh.
Former host Brad, by the way.
All right.
Oh, he's naked. Oh my God, it's an orgy. What's happening?
Brad, who do you think would win in a fight, Bigfoot or the Florida skunk ape?
Ooh, shit. Be careful how you answer.
Answer with your heart, Brad.
It's got to be Florida skunk ape, man. Like, have you heard of Florida man before? Because Florida skunk ape is probably just like 10 times worse.
He's just
right?
a smellier, more ape-like Florida man.
Yeah.
Still on meth, too.
Speak English, Doc. We ain't scientists.
Probably has a better chance of getting some meth than Bigfoot does.
Probably, yeah.
There you go.
You ever seen a methed up Bigfoot?
That's fair.
Cocaine Bear is coming out, so there's
Cocaine-
hope
yeah,
that
there
we
you
could
go.
see it one day.
Give it another year, and
Every
something
day.
like Miramax is going all over that shit. Skunk Ape of Florida.
My
I could see
nickname in
that.
high school.
That might be the film we want to make. I think we see one more question in the audience. That would be Mr. Corey.
Oh, hey,
Give
my
it a
guy.
round of applause to Corey, who helped us out
Hey.
greatly today in setting up this monstrosity.
It's been a good time. So I'm gonna bring it down and make it a professional question.
Oh, God.
Yeah, sorry. This is boring. What has been the most difficult thing to overcome during the 8 years? Like to keep this podcast going?
The distance.
The co-host. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, the distance was tough. Like we all went on to different parts of the world and country, and yeah, I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but that is definitely one of the big ones. Is like, time differences and just being able to find time in our lives. None of us are parents yet, and God help us when that happens. This shit may die in the fucking vine there.
Nope. I'm gonna keep it going solo. Just welcome to Straight Chillin'.
God damn.
Yep. Until I die. But thank you. Good question. I would say so. When I moved, it was just lucky enough. I was the first one to move, and I had a job that lined up where I could, like, their nights lined up with my mornings, which is when I didn't have to work. Like, lucky enough, I worked 1 to 9 instead of in the mornings. And that really helped us out because then Randy moved later and we had already established a kind of way for us to keep the cast going without that, which I could have let it die because there were already 3 hosts. There was Rob and Cesar and Randy already. And so if we hadn't had that, Randy might have dropped off when he moved. But luckily we kind of pressed on and worked out all the problems with like doing it through, what were we doing it through originally?
Skype first.
Skype. Yeah. And there was no behind the scenes. There was no backup. Recording. So one time we lost an episode and we had to use something else.
We lost the gold that is us talking bullshit.
So,
probably the best show we ever did.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, it would have been absolutely a career starter for all of us.
And I've had to now take jobs. I've had to turn down jobs in Korea because they're like, oh, it's a normal 9 to 5 teaching job. I'm like, I can't because I gotta do the
make
podcast.
dick and fart jokes.
I'm sorry. People have to hear me pontificate about breasts for hours.
Yabos!
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to the yabos in the room.
So, there's a beer here.
Yeah. It
Whoa.
manifested. There you go.
I legit
Welcome to the
not see her
table.
drop this off. Is this? Yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa.
it's yours. You can drink that. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's a big
Whenever
one.
we just found ourselves in 3 different time zones, it was very difficult to continue recording. But we found a way, as life tends to do.
The truth is, it's easy to chat with your buddies. So, it was by virtue of that, and also by kind of needing to lean on each other as we moved on to other parts of our lives, that we kind of forced it to happen. Whereas, if it had been a strictly business venture or something, we might not have done that. We might have just sort of been like, okay, this was fun. See you never or whatever. But obviously we give a shit. We're buddies from way back. We're friends with everybody in this room pretty much. And so, it just kind of worked out because we needed to maintain those contacts. So
Yeah. And I think it made the podcast better in a way because I listen to some old episodes and I'm like, God damn, I sound like I'm bored as shit. When you're sitting in a room with people, it's hard to be like, it's fucking soju. But when you're talking in another room and there's nobody else around and you kind of have to project into a microphone and they can't hear you otherwise, then it makes it more ridiculous.
It makes sense when you're screaming alone.
I
as opposed to with other people.
I also want to make it very clear.
Screaming into a void.
There are episodes of our show where people fall asleep mid-show. That has happened at least once.
Just literal snoring.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we're done.
That's the
I guess
fairest
so.
response I've ever heard. That's the most cutting critique, too.
Yeah.
I could not keep my own co-hosts awake.
5 stars.
Oh, man.
Killing it.
Good shit. Thank you, Corey. Everybody give a hand for Corey.
Yeah.
I think I saw one other interested party out there. Yeah, okay. Let's bring it back on. Tyler's coming up. Everybody give a hand for Tyler.
Second time caller, long time fan.
Oh, hell yeah.
So going for the quick heartfelt question here, how do you guys feel about the horror community and how you've become part of it over the last 8 years?
Ooh, somebody's trying to pull on my heartstrings right
Whoa.
now.
That's a good one.
Baby, please.
It's weird. I still feel like we're outsiders of the horror community. We have our own little community.
Yeah.
But even I was talking about today, I said every like a few months, I'll check like the horror Reddit or something where people would be like, "What's your favorite horror podcast?" And every now and then, maybe somebody says Straight Chilling, but like hardly ever. And I'm like, "Oh, these people don't even know what they're missing."
We're telling on ourselves.
Go.
But our community of friends, like everyone that's here tonight, and then everyone who supports us online, is fantastic, and it really like humbles us. It was recently where I was saying something like, you know, it's fun. I joke all the time, like, we're the fucking best and number one and straight at the top. But then somebody was like coming up to me and talking to me, and I was like,
It was pretty good. It was all right. It wasn't great, but it was fine.
it's like, why the fuck do they care what I say? So it was humbling, and we appreciate any support that we get 100%.
That's fully fair. Yeah, I mean, our place in the horror community is mostly just a place in our own community that we've grassroots built up, and thank God that we have. We love every connection that we've made, pretty much. And so, I don't know that I don't know that I would describe ourselves as like the horror community, as just like a niche of it. You know what I mean? So we're kind of like, we're an offshoot, we're an outcropping of that. And that's totally fine with us. Like the fact that there's anybody who gives a shit, and the fact that I'm sitting on a stage saying any of this is absolutely fucking stupid. And I like, you know, I think so much of all of you, but I think less of you for being here. Really.
Look at my feet, damn it, you piece of shit. We're fine.
I don't know. Yeah, we definitely have carved out our own little corner of the horror community in a way that I think is bigger than we ever anticipated. Are we the best horror podcast? Yes, of course. We
Yes,
are.
of course.
100%.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, that speaker, dude.
is,
yeah, I've hit it a couple times.
I'll ice your
too.
head down,
that
Corey.
shit
I
sucks.
promise. You're a trooper. It was definitely always a goal of ours to like build a community around the show, and we didn't really know how to do that. But over the 8 years we've been doing this show, we like fell ass backwards into it, and it turns out people were listening and luckily wanted to have a conversation with us, which was really cool and exciting to discover. And people like have traveled like several hours to like go to a show or a screening that we've hosted, which is nuts in the butts.
Yeah.
Did not anticipate that. So yeah, I mean, it's been really cool and humbling, and honestly, like it's just like we're just making friends along the way.
I have to take small issue with something you've just said. You said that it was always our goal to make this community.
Mine.
I don't.
Always
Was it?
mine,
Okay.
yeah.
For me, it was very much a shock that anybody cared. And I'm like still shocked, as I communicated before. But like the idea that like, we always kind of aspired to that. But the idea that it would ever happen was kind of like not important to the endeavor for me. That's interesting.
We're
Yeah.
so different.
Dude, like the first 4 years we had like
married to the beast.
100 downloads or some shit. Like,
I don't know.
but then, yeah, Nicole came up for the first time. She drove from Lakeland or
Nicole
something
of
like
Light
that.
and Shadow Podcast,
Yeah, Light and
for
Shadow
those paying
Podcast.
attention.
She came out. She was the first person to ever like travel. Her husband was like sitting on the couch while we were all casting. And we're like, why do you give a shit what we are doing?
He's just glaring.
These fucking nerds. These pieces of shit. But yeah, it just grew and grew and grew, and it's been fantastic. Yeah.
Thank God for the internet where the niches run wild.
Yeah, and our community is so fantastic. We've never had to kick anybody out.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Never have.
Never
Everybody's
have.
been really badass.
Yeah.
Lots of love. Nothing but love.
Nothing but love. Thank you
Tyler,
for that question.
Don't
Tyler.
forget to reach down deep down into Sasquatch's
in
little
there.
stocking there.
I mean, I didn't want to dibble dip if you're
Double
insistent.
dip.
Dibble dip me diddy.
come with me.
Treat yourself.
Also, if I can ask real quick, when is the Halloween Ends support group? Because I still have trauma to process.
Oh man, join
January 1st.
Join after the show, my guy. Will commiserate.
You have to take it seriously to feel traumatized by it, so I guess I'm out of that clique.
Oh, Randy's untouchable.
I'm untouchable. Thank you, Tyler. Everybody give a hand for Tyler, by the way. What fucking time is it? Oh, what the fucking time is it?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Anybody
good?
else have any burning questions in their soul?
Oh, we got one more.
We got one.
Oh my God, this question's burning.
So, have you ever thought about doing a children's episode? I have a little girl who loves the 1970s Scooby-Doo. And we would love for a children's no cursing episode. Because side note,
Oh.
I put her in the car one day, forgot you guys are playing, turned it on, and the
That's
word she repeated was cooter.
Oh.
Hell
yeah!
So
We are-
You're gonna have to explain that word to her. And
Hell
she
yeah.
would love a breakdown of a Scooby-Doo episode.
Now, cooter's not a bad word.
You gotta
No,
tell
no,
her.
it's a valuable word.
Word to hear it coming out of a 30-year-old. And she was just like, cooter. She stood a chance.
Oh my God! Why did you not record this? I need bumps, Mackenzie, please.
There are 5
Okay.
tenets of being a cooter. She needs to know this for her own good, for her own protection.
We've done some
They should teach this
episodes.
at the FBI.
One day, that's my goal. So we've done some children's episodes. Peanut Butter Solution.
We got some
Yeah.
children's films. We've reviewed children's films.
Hocus Pocus.
Children episodes? I don't fucking think
Coraline.
so.
Coraline. We just did Coraline. But yeah, somebody, we used to
Over
feature
the
on
Garden
somebody's
Wall.
podcast and they would not let us cuss. And that was really, really, really,
I think
really, really
Nicole-
difficult.
yeah.
Was it and Nicole and
There were people. Some people
Horforia.
don't like
Horforia.
filthy fucking mouths, and I don't understand them, but I respect them.
Yeah, Horforia was actually on the radio. Like it was on a radio broadcast, so we could not
Say
there.
dick,
so.
fuck, dick.
Those are the cleanest.
Couldn't
If
say
you
it.
want to do a feature, check out Horforia, and those are clean episodes.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't
You
think
can
there's
hear us
ever.
talk about Veronica cleanly.
Veronica. I talked about my top 5 favorite horror films of all time on that podcast.
I would be happy to speak to your child about the glorious
Yeah.
wonders that is the Scooby-Doo
Horror.
franchise.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
actively try not to curse, but I'm only one guy, so you know, the words are gonna flow out as they come, as is very evident.
Scooby-Doo fucks.
I just
Scooby-Doo
watched.
fucks,
I just
dude.
watched Scooby Doo last year too. The first 2 seasons, like the original Scooby Doo. It was good. Did you like it? Yeah, it's so good. It's
Damn.
wonderful.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Mackenzie,
Oh,
there's not a microphone in front of you.
What's happening to Daphne, Mom? Where's Daphne? Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Oh,
Are
that's
you?
amazing.
Oh, we're gonna. I thought we were singing along. Sorry.
No, it's
Okay.
okay.
Oh, okay.
I got some glasses to find
Cool.
out.
Yeah,
Good.
man.
I'm glad she likes that. I watched it again, like maybe the first time through, and it was really good.
You know,
It's
you
really
tell
good.
her from us that Scooby fucks. Okay. Thank you. Any other questions before we do the other things?
Yeah. Any other questions?
That's a
Last
hard
chance.
no.
These people are like, shut the fuck up.
I don't want to be here.
Cool.
Oh my God, no!
Thank-
We elicited
thank you all for
pity.
coming.
We elicited pity. Oh God.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with
Thank
us.
you.
Yes,
episode
genuinely.
400.
Yeah.
We're definitely gonna be hanging out afterwards, shooting the shit. So please stick around.
Want to go get some jujubes with me?
Let's
got
get some jujubes.
Unlimited jujo bees.
No,
Jujo
that's not
Jujubes.
true. We have a lot of candy canes, though.
We do have a lot of candy and cookies.
I've been waiting to
We
eat
are
this one.
literally enticing people with candy. Hey, you guys
You
like
want some
candy,
candy, don't you?
You better not fucking leave.
The future of this podcast is bleak.
Whoa, straight to the top.
Meth-free cookies, I promise. Yeah, thanks for celebrating episode 400 with us. It really does mean a lot. It's great seeing all you guys, old friends and new alike. Yeah, thanks. Hopefully you'll come back for episode 800 in another several years when we're old and crustier.
May we be still fucking up this bad in the future.
Yeah.
Forever and ever. Amen.
Yeah. To close us out tonight, I guess the invisible fourth host on the show, DJ Elzebub. He's on the intro every week. He's got a simple request for all of y'all. So we're gonna hear from DJ Elzebub right now.
Thanks so much for coming out tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's been great. But if I could make one small request to end tonight in the true spirit of the holiday season, I'd ask you all join us in singing a chorus of Morgan Ames's Christmas classic, The Warm Side of the Door.
Oh shit! This
If you will
warm.
turn
This
to
door
your
is warm. This warm is door.
Left. You're that direction.
Oh shit.
To your left.
Oh my god. Look at that shit.
Merry Christmas.
There'll be chicken and gravy. And hot apple pie. I don't need no more on the warm side of the door. There's always people who love you, that want to kiss you and hug you, and it's always Christmas on the warm side of the door. No one's fucking singing. There's always people who love you, that want to kiss you and hug you, and it's always Christmas on the warm side of the door. One more fucking time. Oh, there's always people who love you, they want to kiss you and hug you, and it's always Christmas on the warm side of the door. Thank you guys for coming out, everybody. Thank you for all this bullshit. This is great. Thank you so much.
Merry Christmas. Let's
Oh, we love some chicken and some gravy and some hot ass apple pie. Welcome to the warm side of the door, motherfuckers.
That was a great time. I can't tell you how empowering it is to have bumps played at full volume and have force people to hear them. It's the greatest.
Yeah, you had a full-on erection behind that
I
table.
know it, man.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Thank God. Thank God it was concealed by that tablecloth.
I
you
know.
know?
That $3 table runner that we bought at Target
Worth every penny.
really came in clutch.
Hey, cheers to the live ep and everybody who showed
Yeah,
up.
we
This is
got-
our Red Stag cocktail
We got
here.
some Red Stag.
cheers.
In honor of Red Stag Randy. This episode is sponsored by Jim Beam, except not really.
Delicious.
So refreshing.
It is.
It's like a
syrupy.
It's like a party in my mouth and everyone's drinking Dimetap.
It's not great, but we did buy an entire handle, and we have to finish it before this episode.
You know what? Give me some more, Randy. Here
we go.
Send it over my
Passing
way.
over.
I
Here we
am
go. I'm gonna tip it off.
genuinely surprised that Justin's asking for more.
That's what you call committing to the
Bob,
bit,
I
Bob.
commit to this podcast. okay?
Genuinely.
Putting in the work.
That is a lot of Red Stag. Oh my God.
That
was like 3 fingers of Red
Yeah,
Stag.
I think so. That's the good. You know, I'm not one to shy away from a challenge.
Let's be honest. Red Stag Randy is long and forgotten. It's Red Stag juice.
That's A-okay with me.
I'm not gonna bitch out.
Well, I gotta
the-
get my-
Give me the stag.
I gotta get my
Oh.
real shot.
Oh,
there we
we're-
go.
we're-
Yeah.
Sponsored by Red Stag.
Corey, is
Get the juice now.
Hi. Red Stag Bob? No, I hate that. I don't like that at all.
We already got Predator Bob, so that's good.
Yeah,
enough.
I think that covers everything, really.
and that covers the spectrum
Yep.
for you, Bob.
Oh boy. Yeah,
Cheers once more.
The live show was
The Red
really dope.
Stag.
Thanks again, everybody, for coming and hanging out
real.
with us. For all you guys that weren't able to
yeah.
make it to Jacksonville, we're gonna do stuff in the future, and hopefully you guys are able to make it. And also, who knows, man? Maybe we'll do some stuff in DC or more stuff in Seoul. For
Whoa,
sure.
who knows?
I don't know. We'll see.
We're gonna have to find some back alley somewhere we can set up. It'll be great.
I'm sure I can accommodate.
It's so sweet.
Purely and simply
All right. So, for the people who were not able to make it to the live show, we did open up our email inbox for y'all to send questions in for us to answer right now. So we're going to go and jump into that. I think we got about 11 questions. You guys emailed them, sent them on Twitter, Instagram, every which way. Slid into our dirty ass DMs.
Slid into our dirty ass.
End sentence. Period. First question we got here. This was by way of it's just RKC, I think is probably how you pronounce that. It all runs together. Via Instagram, he asks, what was the first horror movie you ever watched?
I feel like we might have had this question asked before, but I always like talking about it because there really are like kind of 3 answers for me because I cannot remember the sequence they came in.
Yeah.
I can say that When a Stranger Calls and Cujo were a double feature at my sister's whatever year sleepover birthday party. It was the first couple of horror movies I can remember seeing, except for maybe Puppet Master. But that is the one that I watched for the first time on my own in the dark, and it freaked me out. That's a special movie to me. All those are. What about you guys?
So I have a couple of them in different degrees and situations. So the first ever one that I remember like really scared me, and we've talked about it on this cast, so it's horror enough, but I remember seeing The Sixth Sense in the theater with my grandparents.
Nice.
And that one really scared me, but like hardcore horror, I remember seeing The Ring for the first time. That was a few years later.
Good one.
Yeah, in the theater. And then I also remember sneaking some, VHS tapes from like my aunt and stuff like that, and like
Scandalous.
13 Ghosts and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the remake, were the ones that kind of stand out to me in that way, and that's why I think I have such a soft spot for that 13 Ghosts remake.
That's also how you discovered pornography, I imagine.
Oh, you know
homebrewed pornography.
Homebrewed pornography.
Oh my god!
But
Predator Randy.
There it is.
Bob, what do you think your first horror movie watch was?
I think, to the best of my recollection, was Gremlins.
Okay.
And so, that I
It's
guess
kind of a gap
it
gap
is.
bridger between horror and I
Yeah.
don't know, like just like comedy. What would you even say?
Yeah, it's like-
Christmas comedy.
Yeah, I guess so. I know like it's probably not scary to most people, but I watched it as a very young child, like maybe 8, maybe probably younger, to be honest. I think I was at my aunt and uncle's house, and like my whole family just had it on the TV, and they were like, cracking up at it because it is funny. I was just like absolutely fucking mortified by what I was seeing. The Gremlins terrified me. And also, first and foremost, like the way they treated Gizmo, I thought was just like abhorrent. I was like, he's so sweet. Why would anybody do this?
Not the cute one.
That shit fucked me up though. It stuck with me, and I didn't want to watch Gremlins for like years and years after. But of course, I have since, and it's great. It's a good movie. It's also like surprisingly dark in ways that went over my head as a child with the dad and the chimney and stuff.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But yeah, Gremlins, I believe, is my first.
Well, that's a good batch of flicks. I think I also saw Jaws and Rear Window and like definitely some Hitchcock stuff not too long after that. So that was my early horror stuff.
Yeah. I mean, we have some movies we've talked about on this podcast that are the gateway horror kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Return to Oz.
The
big one.
Beetlejuices, the Nightmares Before Christmases, and stuff like that I saw before. But
so many plurals in that sentence. The Nightmares from Before Christmases.
So yeah.
Our next question, we can jump on into it.
Yeah,
do you
let's
guys
go.
have the questions pulled up? We
do.
can take turns
I
reading.
do.
Juice, why don't you read this one? That's from your buddies.
Plan ahead.
Yeah, so from the Dark Side of Seoul podcast in South Korea, they said, if you could choose one horror movie to be... Oh, no. I deleted the first. Sorry. If you could turn one horror flick into an amusement park ride or experience, what would it be and why?
That's a dope question.
That is a
That is
great
a cool
question.
question.
It's also a hard question because,
Yeah.
like, because Universal Studios exists and Halloween
Yeah.
Horror Nights is doing what they're doing, a lot of the answers I would have given have actually somehow
Been
happened.
done, yeah.
So I tried to actually steer clear of films or properties that were like. I was trying not to think of them as haunted houses. Do you know what I mean? Trying more to gear my mind towards rides, just as an thought experiment.
What'd you come up with?
I came up with 3 that I thought could be pretty great.
Overachiever over
I
here.
know.
Whoa.
I came up with 3. First is Trick or Treat. I love the
nice.
Trick or Treat aesthetic, and I think that having a year-round Halloween ride would be fucking incredible. You could have it just sort of like go through like it's a dark ride, is how I imagine it. Maybe something along the lines of like the E.T. adventure or something, like nothing, maybe a little bit of speed, but it doesn't have to be too crazy. I just think like a lot of cool set pieces would be great for that.
Yeah.
And then I thought about Godzilla, like OG Gojira, Godzilla. I think that would be fucking incredible. We have the Kong rides, historical Kong ride, and then the new one.
Yeah.
I think that would make perfect sense, and you could definitely do like a Spider-Man style or Rise of the Resistance style, like trackless vehicle situation with feet stomping and all kinds of shit. That would be incredible. And then in a similar vein, I want to see the personally want to see a Little Shop of Horrors alternate ending cut where the plants are rampaging through everything.
Nice.
I want that.
Nice.
That's my number one, I think.
Solid. Cool. I'll slide in here real
All
quick.
right.
So I had one answer, but I was looking at this as sort of a dark ride as well, Randy, where like I was thinking like Spider-Man almost, but instead of having everything like clearly on a screen, I definitely wanted like practical shit, like stuff that would pop out as you're going through the ride and stuff. But I thought a Dead Alive ride would be fucking crazy, where you're basically just you go into the house through like the main entrance or whatever, and you go through like the dining room, and then you can go to the kitchen down in the basement, and you see them like eating the nasty custard in the dining room, and then like the baby in the basement, like as it grows, and then you eventually work through all the rooms. You go upstairs into the mother's bedroom.
Oh God,
Giant yabos, Bob. You want
then-
those too, don't you?
Yes.
Do you get Lionel running around with a with a fucking lawnmower?
Lawn? Yeah,
Lawnmower.
absolutely. And you would definitely be spattered with blood
Hell
while
yeah.
you're going through it.
Love that.
And then it would definitely culminate. You finally end up on the roof with the giant mother creature, and you like blast through like her gut, and then fall off the roof, and like that's kind of how the ride ends. I think it'd be fun as hell.
come with me.
Dead Alive though.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah.
Juice, how about you?
So the one I have two. The one I was picturing in my mind is kind of like a Jurassic Park style ride. I think it's got a good lead up to it as well, where you got to wait in line and there's storylines going on. But it's what we've been talking a lot recently, Alien. Dude, like getting ready, you're going to work in space, or where, there's this down spacecraft, SOS, you're getting some of the aesthetic as you're walking through.
That's
but I
nice.
can see some of the, how they have like some of those practical things, and I could see like the egg chamber, and they could blow some smoke out, and like the last one in that room could like open up and the smoke goes out, and you just go through or whatever, and you're starting to see them like the xenomorphs creep on the sides. And I imagine
you bitch.
Exactly. I imagine the very first, like what you were talking about, going through the inn is the queen kind of popping out and like reaching out and scaring you like the T-Rex would, and then you like go down.
I don't know if you know this, but that kind of happened.
Really?
Not that kind of ride, but an Alien ride. The Alien
I did
extraterrestrial ride that later became a Lilo and Stitch ride.
Oh no!
It used to be it was a horror ride or experience or whatever
at Universal.
And it was basically supposed to be an Alien franchise thing, but they, for whatever reason, the rights fell through, and they wound up making it generic, and then it wound up dying and becoming Lilo and Stitch.
Okay.
So that was awesome. If you ever got to experience the horror version of that ride, it was pretty fucking great. But it wasn't as cool as what you're describing. I will say that.
Yeah, and there was one more that I was kind of thinking of. I don't know. There are some of those rides where you wear some kind of VR thing.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of thinking about that. But I was thinking about Oculus, which is a weird
Nerd.
pull. I know. But I was just thinking about something that would be super trippy, but to play with VR in order to freak you the fuck out.
Hell yeah.
I think that would be just a cool, unique experience.
Well, they're working VR into the new Mario Kart ride, so
yeah,
That's cool.
Yep.
So
Hearing
something
you
like that.
describe that makes me think of Mandy. Like if there was a Mandy ride,
yeah.
that could be
Hausu.
fucking- Yeah, make it look
Yeah.
like you're tripping on LSD and shit.
Dude, if you could go through the Hausu house
damn,
Dude,
dude,
the
that'd
with
be
that
piano?
fucking song playing the
that
whole
would
time,
be an amazing haunted house. I
Yeah,
would
that's
love
true,
to
too.
go
That's
through a
so,
house to a
like-
haunted house. That would be amazing.
that is an extremely deep pull if Universal or somebody were to pull that out, though.
Halloween Horror Night, they need to
When's the
hire us.
Criterion
They
theme
need
park
to
coming out?
They need to hire us.
We'll
got
bring in the
ideas.
masses.
The mouses and the
There's so
mouses.
many Criterion
There's so
Collection
many
fans dying for an experience.
Dude, Hausu's becoming fairly popular. I'm sure
It
it's
is,
because
actually.
of Criterion release.
It
It's
is
Probably
absolutely
because of
that.
us.
It is only
I don't think
because of Randy specifically.
I think it's fair to give ourselves full credit.
We covered it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Have we covered
Yeah,
it?
we totally did.
I've been, absolutely.
yeah.
Can you dig it?
Okay, sorry. So I am reminding myself I am deleting these questions as we finish them,
Yeah.
so I don't skip ahead.
Audibly reminding myself.
Question number 3, Randy.
Sure. Number 3 we have here. If you could choose one horror movie to be in, what would it be? And that's from Goku, and I cannot pronounce that last name.
Don't say the last name.
I'm not going to attempt to. But let's start with Bob. What do you think about that question?
I had a hard time answering this because I am a fucking scaredy cat and I don't want to be in a horror movie.
Yeah,
really.
like I don't want to be in that situation or that situation.
Yeah,
or that situation.
The one that came to mind though, it's mainly just because I love this movie is Return of the Living Dead. Put me in that fucking car, hanging out with punk rock kids, going to the cemetery, drinking beer, listening to music, shooting the shit or whatever, and then the world, supposedly ends at the end, so we're all dying anyways, no matter what. It's
Rave to the grave,
yeah,
baby.
it's got the best soundtrack, so put me in that one.
Juice, how about you?
I did not write an answer for this one, so skip me. Go to
Okay,
Randy.
I
what
will
about you?
answer this question. So I came at it from the perspective of like, all right, well, obviously I want to be in a movie where it's feasible that I could survive.
Yeah.
Sure,
Good
smart.
call.
And
Good call.
I went through all of them and I was like, yeah, but all of these, like, it's not, and there's no guarantee you'll survive any of these, but some of these aren't strictly horror, like in a sense that's going to satisfy the question, in my opinion. And I wound up thinking, like, what sort of horror movie would I actually enjoy being in? And I landed on The Love Witch.
You dirty dog.
Rob's predator nature is rubbing off on
That
me.
is
I think.
the funniest fucking answer you could have come up with.
So yeah, I don't think I need to explain that any further necessarily, unless we need to stretch for
No,
juice.
I'm good.
Randy gets hypnotized and turned into a fuck slave.
Dude, I mean, what a horrible, horrible horror.
I was gonna go off a similar kind of thing. Say the Wicker Man. Show up on the old island. Ladies.
If you
just
come in,
dancing around.
I thought about Wicker Man, because if you come in not a virgin, you can just have
you're
yourself a good old time.
Yeah. Hey, not a virgin. Can't sacrifice me.
I'd like to change my answer to the Wicker Man.
Nope, Bob. Too late.
Are you the butthole?
Yes.
Says the Wicker Man. Solid answers for that, actually. Damn,
Come on, Bob.
That's
Come
what
on.
that's what preparation gets you, Rob. Come on.
Yeah, lots and lots of preparation.
We took a lot of prep.
Preparation H.
That is a thing. That is a dot that you have connected
For the hemorrhoids. Question number 4.
Waka waka.
This is from our boy Reese via Twitter. He has, if you could go back and see a horror movie from before your time in the cinema, what would it be and why? Juice, do you want to start this one?
I do have an answer ready for this one. I said, and this is something I haven't even experienced in my time that I need to fix that. But I said, even for when it came out, Rocky Horror.
That's not a bad one.
Yeah, I just think, everything that it's built up to is fantastic, and I do want to experience that. But to experience it in its early stages where it isn't what it is now, I think that would just be a lot of
That'd
fun.
be interesting, but I kind of feel the opposite, where it's like that. I feel like it benefits so much from people knowing it already.
Yeah, it could, but it was so hyped like back in the time too. I don't know. I think it would just be cool to see like the kind of early days.
I mean, it wouldn't be not cool.
Yeah, and not even necessarily the first stage, just before my time. So
Sure,
any
yeah.
kind of like build up to that. So yeah,
That's a movie we definitely have to cover this in the next year or two. Like, it's a classic that
it's on the classics list.
We've kicked it around.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll make it happen eventually. Randy, what about you?
I again could not choose just one. I would think kind of like, to me, the more obvious answer is The Exorcist, because of all the bluster around all the release and people passing out and all that stuff. And kind of in the same vein, I thought about Psycho, with the waivers and all that stuff, and won't open after showtime and all that sort of thing. And that's what led me to what I think is a more true answer, that one I think that you will agree with me on.
Yeah, you're gonna
which
take
is
my answer.
I think. Do you want to say it?
Well, I had 2 William Castle movies.
Yes.
You're going for The Tingler?
You're right.
Yeah.
The Tingler is the one for me. Like anything with those sort of like nice setups that you just can't replicate at home.
The shtick.
The shtick, man. I want to experience the shtick for
Or
real.
schlock.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're unfamiliar, I love William Castle. I've mentioned he's got a biography called I Want to Scare the Pants Off America. I read that. Highly recommend it if you're interested in William Castle at all. He would do these various shticks whenever he would release a movie to the theater that just sound super fun and really cool. For The Tingler specifically, he would rig up these like little devices underneath the seats that would sort of vibrate or quote, like shock you. It wouldn't really shock you.
It would shock you.
Quite literally and metaphorically. When the Tingler would pop up on screen, they would set the little deals off and they'd vibrate your seat and you'd freak out.
The tingler is shocking me.
That's pretty bad, Vincent Price. I wouldn't use that.
Damn.
That's solid.
Cutting GP.
The other one I had was House on Haunted Hill because I love that movie.
I kicked that one around too.
It's another William Castle joint, and what they did for screenings of House on Haunted Hill is they had a skeleton that would like float around above you. It was suspended, and it was probably just on like a zip line or whatever.
Yeah.
They just like let it fly around.
Just dangling.
Yeah, during the climax of that movie, they let it loose, and that kind of stuff is like so charming and like fun and interesting and like something you truly can only experience if you go to the theater to watch it. Back in the day, people didn't have a choice. It was that or nothing. But like stuff like that doesn't really happen anymore. But I love it, and who knows? Maybe in the near future that kind of thing will happen again. I know there's like art houses that do shit like that, but maybe it'll become more popular and get people into the theater a little more because streaming is tough to beat. It's so convenient, and it is what it is.
Yep.
Solid question. I like that one.
Yeah,
Thanks,
it's a great
Reese.
question.
Yeah.
Who's
Question
up?
number
Juice?
5. Yeah, Juice.
Yep. So the next question is: was there ever a horror movie where something was spoiled for you that was disappointing? So like somebody who kind of ruined the movie for you beforehand.
See, I mean, I did trouble deciphering what this question meant. I wasn't sure if it meant like it spoiled something for you and the spoiler ruined the movie for you and that it made it, oh, I don't want to see that. That's terrible. Or if it was just like you had the movie spoiled in general.
I took it as you had the movie spoiled.
That's how I approached it too, because I couldn't come up with an answer for the alternate answer. So.
Okay.
This is coming from Gabriel on Twitter. I took it as like, was there a movie that was just spoiled, like ruined for you before you could see it? It's-
Okay. Well, in that case, I think for me, there were two that were ruined for me. One was The Sixth Sense, and it was primarily because at the time I was young enough to where I didn't really know if... I didn't know that I was going to be a horror fan. I didn't know that it was going to be such a seminal thing for me to want to see on my own without being spoiled. And somebody just told me, and I was like, you can tell me. I was a kid, and they told me. And then similarly, I was talking to a friend in high school about 28 Days Later, and they were like, oh, this is a great movie. It starts out with, and they started describing the movie, and I thought they were just kind of giving a general synopsis. They told me every fucking moment of that movie.
Oh, no.
And then it ends. I was like, oh shit, that's the movie? Like, what are you doing? So I knew how that thing ended. It wasn't like the biggest twist type movie, but it was still like, you ruined this, kind of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Juice.
I did not forget to answer this one. That's never happened to me. There's never been a time where somebody has like ruined a movie for me.
I had a few.
So yeah. What were yours, Bob?
Actually, The Sixth Sense.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
If we could all be so fucking lucky. The Sixth Sense was also ruined for me. The movie The Orphan was spoiled for me as well.
Yeah.
I've still never seen it because like I just know the end, and I was like, well, I guess.
Actually, I could add that to my list too.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen it either.
They just released a sequel to that this year, and like apparently it's pretty good too. But like I don't want to watch the original, and I feel like that's kind of necessary.
Yeah, they did
to
release
watch
another
the sequel.
Orphan this year. Yeah,
I did not hear it was good, but that's interesting.
Orphan First Kill, I think is what it's called. I heard good things. Anyway,
okay.
Yeah, that was spoiled for me. And also, this is not horror, but The Goblet of Fire, the Harry Potter movie. No, the book, because I read the books.
I was going to
before
say,
saw
like,
the books.
Those damn books ruined the movie for me.
Yeah, I think my cousin. I was like, yeah, I just bought The Goblet of Fire, and he's like, oh, these people die, and I was like, tight.
Your cousin is going to hell.
Damn, dude.
I mean, do you remember like that phenomenon of whenever one of those books came out, somebody would jump to the end and then just start screaming to all the people waiting for their copy what the big ending was?
That's
fucked up.
It was fucked up. Like, people are dickheads.
Randy, question number 6.
Number 6. Yeah. Which horror movie were you most excited about that turned out to be terrible, excluding the David Gordon Green trilogy? And also what horror movie did you watch with no expectations, but it blew you away? Bob, why don't you kick that off? Let's do the first part first. Like, what movie were you excited about that you hated?
Okay. This is from Reese on Twitter again. Another solid question. Yeah. So a movie that I was probably foolishly excited for and turned out to hate was an M. Night Shyamalan joint, Glass.
We warned you, Bob.
Dude,
we warned you.
I was really stoked for it because Split was so fucking good.
Yeah, I liked Split
And
too.
so
but-
was Unbreakable, and I guess that's a spoiler. They're connected. It turned out to be a trilogy. And Glass definitely suffers from that David Gordon Green bullshit, where like you have full control of a trilogy, and you get to the big climax that you yourself wrote and like built up to, and everybody is looking forward to, and then you just fucking don't deliver on it at all.
Yeah.
Not even in the slightest. And it's like, well, how do you come to that conclusion? Why do you think that would be entertaining or interesting? Like, I don't know, man. Glass is such a pile of shit.
If I had a dick, this is where I'd tell you to suck it.
Definitely was disappointed.
I could actually add that to my list, even though, like, I think when I was disappointed just when I saw the first trailer for that movie. I
Same,
think that's
yeah.
when I actually got disappointed. I was
Yeah,
like, I wasn't as hyped as you were, though. Definitely not. I thought it was cool that they tied it back into this other movie and all this other things. But yeah, it didn't pan out.
Yeah.
Juice?
So I actually had Glass number 1 on there, but there were some other ones. This year, Men came out.
yeah.
I really like Alex Garland. I loved all of his stuff that he's made so far, and I went into Men with some, I try never to go in with like super hype expectations, but I was like, yeah, everything Alex
been a
Garland's
safe
cranked
bet
out,
so far.
yeah. I really, really enjoy, and I just was not about that movie. That was a real bummer for me. And then also, too, it feels like during the 2000 teens, there was a lot of great film cinema. People were taking horror a lot more seriously.
Yeah.
And I feel like there are way too many, almost all of the kind of classic remakes that would hire on some like good actors to play these iconic characters. The one that stood out to me was like Nightmare on Elm Street, where it had that guy from a Watchmen in it.
And he's, what is his name? He's a good actor. I like him.
Yeah,
in
and like
Watchmen.
there's several and they were just so ultimately boring.
Yeah.
Or just I couldn't believe how many times they just would set up a solid actor or actress. It seems like they had a good like pathway to making a good film, and they just make these boring ass nothing films. A lot of those are super disappointing.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
For me, I had 3 answers. I'll be quick about it, though. After seeing the first 2 Fear Streets, it's kind of like, this is kind of like both answers. I liked the first 2 Fear Street movies a lot, and that surprised me. I did not expect to like them, so that answers kind of the second question. I wouldn't say I loved them, but I definitely liked them. And then Fear Street 1666 just shat the bed for me. So I was actually hyped to see that third one. It finally came out, and I was like, this is not what I wanted. I don't know. It just didn't deliver for me. And then also Conjuring 2. We were all big Conjuring fans back when that was kind of a novel approach to a film at the time. Not now. But and Conjuring 2. You guys, a lot of people still love that movie, and that's fine. To me, it landed with a thud. To me, it's suffered from like American Horror Story cramming too much stuff in there situation.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And then the other one, this is sort of a distinctive one to me, is The Color Out of Space. After seeing Mandy, I was psyched to see another like fucking neon lit Lovecraftian tale with Nick Cage at the helm. Like that looked great to me, and I was just like you said, like you were with those other movies, I was pretty bored with it. And I know that some people like that one too, but man, it just like it did not hit me at all. I wanted more Mandy feel, is ultimately maybe my mistake for wanting that too bad, but it just didn't work for me in general.
Yeah. The second half of that question, we got to circle back to. So it was something that I guess you had no expectations for. It turned out to love it. Speaking of Mandy, that was my answer actually.
Yeah, there you go.
I didn't know what to expect. I'd never seen Beyond the Black Rainbow, and then putting Mandy on was just like, it kind of blew my mind. I think it was my number 1 release of that year.
Yeah, I might have been mine too.
Yeah, it's an incredible movie. When you watch it, you feel like you're in the hands of a filmmaker that like is singular and also knows exactly what he's doing. Check it out.
That shit drips with dread.
Yeah, it's great. Juice?
I said Perfect Blue Because,
interesting,
yeah, none of us.
Corey thumbs that up.
Yeah.
None of us are anime guys. None of our friends particularly are. Nobody I'm super close with that kind of like talks about it a lot.
Yeah.
So I knew only going in that Perfect Blue like had some kind of reputation. But for me, I did not give a shit just because, you know, people can love anime. I'm like, I'm not that into it. So
Was that before or after Wicked City?
Before.
Okay. If it was after, I would be like, you had every reason to not be excited.
So going into that, I really was just like, you know, not really a big anime guy. But that movie was really, really impressive. The animation, the themes that they dealt with, just how it kind of pulled me
They
through.
really
into,
ripped
like,
off
the
Aronofsky,
story.
though.
Oh,
Big
yeah. But yeah, Perfect Blue kind of stood out in my mind as something of like, I would never seek that out on my own, but I'm so glad it was presented to me because it blew me away.
Yeah. Actually, shout outs to Miles. I believe that was his U pick.
I think so.
Yeah.
So yeah, solid pick, Mom. Randy?
Yeah, once again, I couldn't pick just one. One, and this is kind of for a simple reason. Train to Busan. I just like we were well past the apex of zombies in cinema by the time I saw that, or in pop culture in general. And I was just like, there's no way that they're going to find an angle of this that makes me excited to see it. But damned if they didn't find a way. I loved that movie. And I just like, that's one of those movies where I just started having a good time. I was like, you know what? Press the fucking gas on this. I'm gonna like down this whole beer and I'm just gonna like embrace the fuck out of this movie, and it was a good fucking time. And then the other one was Cabin in the Woods for very obvious reasons. I did not expect that thing to be good at all. Again, it was like, okay, a tired premise, and they did such a good job marketing that in a misleading way to their own detriment in some ways, at least commercially, not artistically.
Yes.
But it landed so well artistically for me, and I think at this point the cat's pretty well out of the bag for anybody listening, but I still don't want to spoil. If you don't know anything about Cabin in the Woods, check it out. That's
good
my
call.
answer.
Those are great.
I agree. Yeah. Question number 7. This comes from Nathan A on Instagram. He asks, are there any movies you do not want to review because you do not want to ruin your perception of that film? I honestly couldn't think of one. Me personally, I couldn't come up with anything.
Interesting.
I kind of want to. Nothing is like too sacred that I don't want to ruin it for myself.
Yeah.
Juice?
So there wasn't, but it did come up as a memory for me where I did want to pick something that I was super excited about in the early days of the podcast, and it ultimately became like super disappointing to me, and now lives in a not a negative space, but in a very underwhelming space, kind of like a corrected space in my mind, and that was Fear with Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, interesting.
And stuff like that. I remember I was so excited to pick that way back in the day when we were picking movies, and then when we actually watched it, I was like, oh,
that's
that
the
wasn't
worst.
that good.
When you pick a movie and then it turns out to be a dud, that's the worst. Like for yourself,
it
especially.
hits extra hard, for like, that wasn't great. It's not it's not a terrible movie by any means, but the
You hyped it.
expectations and after not having like seen it in a long time and then watching it again, I was just like, oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
What about you, Randy?
Well, my answer has already happened. We reviewed Puppet Master, and that is a movie that I very much, like I mentioned earlier, I hold very sacred as one of the early horror movies I saw. It scared the pants off me. I was excited, but a little scared that it would not hold up because I think it's pretty obvious as an adult looking at the trailer for that thing or any moment of that it's like, maybe this isn't what I remember it being. And if you listen back to that episode, you can probably audibly hear my heart break a little bit. It really, it just isn't the movie I thought it was when I was a kid. I'll never like not have that space for it. It's always going to live there, but it's more of the experience of watching it at that age than it is the movie itself.
Poor little Randy.
Yeah.
Pour one out.
I love Blade though. He's a good little puppet.
Number 8.
Number 8 is, what up, boys? This is from, let me check it down, Kyle T's email. Kyle. What up, boys? Sending in a question for y'all's Q&A. I've been listening for about 4 years now, and I still don't have a solid idea on how the podcast started. I would love some history on the podcast. How did y'all come up with it? Also, would love an update of all the old co-hosts like Drew, the serial killer, and Cesar. Keep chilling, boys. Well,
did this guy just ask us to talk about ourselves?
Hey, question number 8 said, would you please make a documentary
and
about the origins of the
explain
podcast.
how this podcast
Would you
got
please
started.
circle jerk yourselves raw?
So yeah, Kyle, if you can wait when this comes out, half a week,
Yeah.
a lot of those questions are going to be answered. But I will say at our live show, several of the old hosts showed up.
Yeah.
And even at the Blood Rage. So Drew and Brad were at both of those events. We still keep in really close contact with both of them and see them often. We're in contact with everybody. Like there's no bad blood or anything between anyone who's ever been on the show.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Yeah, they're doing great. They joined the mob. They're making a killing. It's great. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know how much these people want their personal lives on here. So that's where I'm gonna have to draw a line.
We still talk with them.
Yes,
we still talk with everyone.
They're doing great.
We are old friends, only getting older. That's
Yep.
it. Yeah, they're all good. But yeah, check out the documentary for sure. Because like we said, there's a lot of behind the scenes footage and pictures of all of us together back in the day, and we talk about all that stuff too. So yeah, check that out when it drops. Number 9.
Number 9. What is an extreme movie that you would recommend? There's some extreme ones that we've definitely panned, and that's from John on A Cut Above.
Okay. Good question.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, I had an immediate response, which was Inside. The
Nice.
French
Good
extremity
call. Good
film,
call.
which I just really love. I think that it's a really impactful film. It does a good job of like scaring you by like having a relatable or a character who behaves in a way that makes sense to you or to me. And then also Audition, which isn't all extreme, but the extreme parts are pretty goddamn extreme.
Yeah.
And that one's got its reputation for that reason. So those are my 2 answers.
Bob, did you say The Sadness?
No, my answer actually was Inside.
Oh, well.
That movie's so fucking good. It's super fucked up. It's a sneaky Christmas movie too.
Oh yeah,
it's a perfect time
Watch
to watch
it now, yeah.
If you haven't seen it, it's
I
part of
always forget
the new French Extremity. It is not for the squeamish, so be warned. Also, if you do watch it afterwards, check out our review on it. I want to say Nicole picked that. I could be wrong.
No, Nicole is definitely a huge fan.
Calvert. She picked Calvert. That's what I'm
Did
thinking.
she?
Calvert.
Yeah, she and Ravenous, but that's a whole other issue.
Yeah, that's Calvert is another pretty fucking extreme movie that I do recommend.
I would not
A
recommend.
little less. It's hard to finish.
I just want to watch that hanging out with my family dancing video again.
Dude, hell yeah. I'll watch that shit all day.
We'll put that in the show notes again.
Yeah. Juice, what'd you have?
So mine were New French Extremity as well. I said Martyrs and Titan. So Martyrs always comes up. So maybe because I hyped it up too much, I didn't find it as extreme as it's always listed out to be, but it is. I mean, we watch a lot of horror movies. There's some fucked up shit going on in there, but the like French cinema scene, they do extreme really well. I don't know what about it. There's something about it that doesn't seem quite like as exploitative, or it just feels like it's done in some kind of tasteful way. I don't know. So a lot of the new French Extremity is done well.
There's usually more than just the like blood and viscera.
Yeah, it's not just meant to be like, oh my god, they're raping them or they're just skinning them or something.
But it is some of those things.
But it is some of those things. But it
fairness.
usually is in service of some kind of higher message that means something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, I agree. Totally. Some solid answers, yeah. All right.
Yep.
Number 10. This comes from our good friend, the librarian.
The librarian.
She asks, the question about straight chilling that keeps me up at night is, why did y'all change the bumps? The segment changing bumps, going from that demonic deep voice to the high-pitched freaky one. Yeah.
Damn throwback.
We changed the bumps the same time we changed all the imaging and the graphics and the intro.
The rebrand. Yeah, we should
It's a
have
full
rebrand.
rebrand. Yeah, we changed everything all at the same time. Episode 300. The bumps that I made for that, I made like almost 10 years ago, which is fucking crazy. And I actually shouts outs to Cesar for helping us out with the new bumps.
Yeah. He's always with us.
He is every week. He's on every episode,
That's
whether you
true.
know it or not. He's like a very gifted impressionist. So we asked him to do the Crypt Keeper from Tales from the Crypt.
No, he didn't.
For the new bumps, we asked him to do something very original that he made up all
Yes,
on
yes,
his
we
own.
did.
That doesn't sound or resemble anything at all intentionally. And that's where we got the new bumps.
Yeah. And also there was a practical reason too, in that we needed to solidify certain segments that didn't have bumps yet.
True.
I think that at the time, whatever, what we couldn't get a hold of DJ Elzebub. Let's just say that. And so we needed to sort of like take a new approach just to like formalize a couple other things and like, tighten it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But we're fans of both still to this day.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much the answer to that,
Yeah.
I guess. Juicy, anything else you want to add?
No, I just put part of the rebrand.
Part of the rebrand. Yeah.
And at that point, episode 300, I guess was 2 years ago, but that's 6 years in, and we're like,
yeah, we got to
if we're
freshen
gonna
up.
keep going, we got to mix it up for ourselves, if
Yeah.
nothing else. Yeah,
Exactly.
and we'll do that again in another 100 episodes. Randy will do another full rebrand.
Randy
at
has the
500.
time.
I think I just quit.
I think I just shit.
Oh my!
We got one more question. Question number 11, Juice.
I don't have that one.
Oh, I have it.
Thanks. Go ahead.
What do you actually? Bob, I think you have the actual wording. So why don't
Okay,
you do that?
So this comes from Tara. She asked, what do you think the younger fans of horror today will be nostalgic for in their adult years? There are so many genres of horror these days with easy access, so I was curious what you guys think. Solid fucking question.
Yeah.
Juice, why don't you kick us off?
It's crazy. So I didn't know this was kind of a late question. I didn't know this was coming in. I was thinking about this on the drive over to Bob's house today. I was thinking of, for some reason, it popped into my mind that 28 Days Later, I thought would be a kind of movie that came out that I knew it came out and like that people would look back because Randy had mentioned recently that he was watching it on a 4K and it looked terrible. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of a time where that would have come out. It's been 20 years now since it's been out, and I was thinking about 20 years removed from like when we started watching horror films, which would have been things like The Thing and stuff, and I was like, I feel like 28 Days Later lives up to that, where the footage now, it's hard to even kind of upgrade. It looks kind of shitty, but it's so impactful because that was at the beginning of the wave of zombies
The zombie
that was
wave.
so
Resurgence,
prominent
yeah.
because I know from my younger brothers who are now in their early 20s, they're just slightly younger than me. A lot of their childhood and stuff was like watching The Walking Dead, as kids and being spooked out by and stuff. And so zombies were so prevalent, and I feel like that'll eventually circle back around, but I think people look back on like 28 Days Later.
That's an
that
interesting
kind of thing,
answer.
yeah.
Also, like it's kind of got something that a lot of movies can't have anymore because we're so fixated on getting great quality, and with good reason.
Yeah.
But like you look back at, older films that, had terrible VHS transfers, and that's how a lot of people saw these older films. Like that sort of grain, that sort of like lack of fidelity maybe adds to its place in time in film history. Do you know what I mean? Like
I think so.
Like a black and white movie has a certain feel. This movie kind of has a certain feel. It doesn't look good by a standard that I would hold today, but maybe there's something sort of like magical about that lost fidelity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I love the tactile feel of it, honestly. Like, just I don't think it was shot on video, but specifically like movies that were shot on film, like you can feel the film on the screen.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was probably like a low grade digital, I guess.
It definitely was, yeah.
But I miss that kind of shit, man. Like you can tell when something's shot on film, generally speaking.
Yeah. And I mean, absolutely. If it wasn't as good of a movie, I would not care. I would not want to watch a movie that looks like that. But it is that good of a movie.
Yeah.
Do you want to answer, Bob?
Go ahead.
So I think we talked about this a little bit, but maybe actually, you know what? You go, because I might be stealing your answer for a third time, and I don't want to do that.
Okay. My first thought was Over the Garden Wall.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Came out in 2015 or so.
Wow.
So it's fairly new, and it's something that we've
7
covered
years, though.
very thoroughly. In that it's perfect like starter horror. It's very family friendly.
Mm-hmm.
You show it to your kids. It's a little bit spooky. The aesthetic is amazing. The music is amazing. The voice acting is incredible. The animation style. It's 10 out of 10 all around. I don't see what you
Absolutely.
can do any better. It gets you in the like Halloween spirit too, which is fantastic.
And it also can live outside Halloween, which
Totally.
is great.
Yeah, it totally can. I think that's a big one. I also think like these, for better or worse, these sort of like reboot, requel, sequel things that are happening with like Halloween 2018 and Five Cream. Like, I think those are going to be very definitive for kids growing up these days because those are probably the first of the franchises that some people have seen.
Yeah.
Teenagers.
Halloween Ends is going to show up on those fucking lists in
probably it
15
will.
years.
Not as bad as you remember. People are already jumping, biting, chomping at the bit to get at that fucking thing.
Can't wait to write that think piece. Yeah, but I
Yep.
think some of these like rebooted OG franchises are going to be up there too. Do you have anything else, Randy?
Not really. I mean, Garden Wall, I just want to reiterate because like that to me is like that's absolutely one of my favorite franchises of anything. Like horror, be damned, all of it. It's one of my favorite things, and I already see it. I have my cousin's kids are big fans of that show, and like they grew up right at the time where they should have been watching it and are already nostalgic for it. It's already happening with that show, and I think that because of its seasonal nature, it stands an even better chance of becoming that sort of like legendary thing that's going to eventually be like used and abused for merchandising, like Hocus Pocus.
Oh no, yeah, it could
But
be.
I'm getting in there early. I got just this week. I framed a print by an artist named Brian Reedy of Enoch in that Huskinby episode.
Nice, yeah.
And it's fucking awesome.
It
People are
is.
making folk art around this stuff. If
That's
you go
like
to the
my
garden
favorite
walls,
episode.
yeah.
Except
Me
for the
too, man.
Halloween episode.
It's that one or it's
Yeah.
the modern, like the Halloween specific
Like
episode.
number
yes.
2.
It is like number 2.
Yeah.
They come out strong.
It bookends with
Yeah.
the strongest episodes for
Yeah.
sure.
When you find out like what the real deal is in episode 9, that's like 6 to fucking midnight.
Well, Predator Bob.
Show it to your
Predator
kids.
Bob.
Thanks everybody for sending in those questions. Honestly, some really, really solid thought-provoking questions. Hopefully we answered them well enough. We got a few emails that were just people tipping their hats, saying congratulations on episode 400. We wanted to give some shouts outs for those real quick. Big thanks to Catalin chiming in all the way from Italy. It's been a minute since we heard from you. Hope all is well, and thank you so much for the congratulations. Also, big thanks to Tara for writing in as well. She sent us a really solid question. And also, our friendly neighborhood librarian sent us a really, really lovely email.
Yeah.
Thank you. And question as well.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for all chiming in and showing some love to the Straight Chili crew for episode 400. It means a lot.
It really does. Let's return that love for real. You guys, thanks for giving us shit. It's great.
Yeah, thank you all. So another thing that we wanted to do is like we have made a lot of friends in the horror community that have other podcasts. Also, there's been a lot of podcasts that have spawned out of our Slack community, and we wanted to sort of we spawned them.
They've spawned from our community.
We wanted to reach out and sort of include everybody that
Y'all
we've
getting tipsy?
That we've
No.
goddamn.
You want some more Red Stag juice?
That we've worked with and
need more ice.
and are also just friends with. We wanted to include them in our celebration for episode 400. So we've got some voicemails that we're going to be playing here from several people, and we've got one that we is a bit of a surprise. That is so much Red Stag.
No, it's not.
I am sorry. I'm being.
I can definitively tell you, no, it's not.
I can't. Oh my god.
Oh, boys.
So
give me that cup.
We've got. I haven't finished the last pour.
But what my cup's
Keep
bigger than
up.
yours.
You gotta keep the beat.
I've got a 5-finger floater of Red Stag.
5-finger floater.
No wonder you're still
That's-
talking straightly.
Dude, 5-finger floater is gonna be our new band, right?
So we've got actually about 8 voicemails that we're going to play here. First up, we're going to hear from the OG, our very good friend, Nicole from Light and Shadow
Hell
Podcast.
yeah.
Hell yeet.
Let's hear what Nicole has to say.
Hello, Straight Chilling crew. Nicole from Light and Shadow here, congratulating you guys on 400 episodes. 400, what an accomplishment. You have certainly come a long way from 18 people sitting around a laptop talking over each other. And it seems like it hasn't been that long since I first met you guys, but I did the math and it's been 6 years. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I might have been the first guest host on your show. And I appreciate your willingness to let a stranger who reached out on Instagram drive to Jacksonville and come to your house to record with you. Although we did not have a Screamin' and Creamin' on that episode, and I'm still just a little salty about that. I had a blog at that time, but listening to you guys and then coming on the show a couple times made me realize that podcasting was something that I could do. And again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Light and Shadow was the first of many shows to spin out of our little group. Podcasting has become an escape and has built a sense of community for a lot of people, not just horror fans, but the horror podcasting community is a strong one. And listening to you guys each week brings me a little bit of joy, and it always makes me feel like I'm catching up with friends. And beyond that, the community on the Slack channel has become a really important interaction for me personally, and I know that many of the regulars on our Slack community would say the same thing. You guys often downplay your efforts, but I want to say thank you for consistently showing up, putting in the work, and building a quality show over the years. I've watched you guys grow, like I said, from a scrappy little podcast to what it is now. And I know it takes a lot of effort to put together a creative project like this. You all have day jobs, and you guys have consistently poured time and energy not only into the show, but also into building more and more bonus content and into the horror community in general. And it is much appreciated. And before I wrap up, I want to take just a minute to mention some standout episodes for me. And these are just from the last 100 episodes, not the whole show, because I don't need to take up all the time and be here all day. So I really enjoyed the Calvaire episode, which was one of my picks. You guys really dug in and talked about some of the deeper meaning of that movie, which even I hadn't really considered. Jason X was an entertaining and hilarious episode. I remember I was laughing through that whole show, but my husband was sitting next to me in our office having a conference call with the president of his organization, and I was laughing, like trying to stifle my laughter at what I'm pretty sure was a butt joke. Also, I found the tribute episode to your friend Jack to be particularly touching, even though I didn't get to meet him. I didn't know him. But it really made me feel like, you guys had such a special connection, and it made me feel like I was in on it and reminiscing with old friends. And last but not least, your recent episode on May was quite a standout. I always enjoy a good Randy rant, TM. And it was also interesting to hear Soju be the voice of reason for a change, especially after listening to him threaten bodily harm on David Gordon Green just a couple weeks prior. So I'm definitely looking forward to the next 100 episodes. And maybe by the time we get to 500, we'll be kicking off that Straight Chilling podcast network that me and Heidelberg keep pushing for. Just let me know if you need help with that. Also, I don't think I was a guest in 2022, and so I'm expecting a phone call in 2023, fellas. Don't leave your first, and I'm sure favorite guest hanging. Until then, Soju can just keep, bringing that female perspective for me. So Rob, Andy, Justin, again, a big, giant, huge congratulations to you guys. And until next time, stay spooky.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. Nicole is the fucking best.
Confirmed first guest that was not somebody we went to school with or lived nearby.
Yeah. And there is a special space for you in the documentary, Nicole.
There is. Yeah,
there
really
is a special space for you. And feature coming up together. We haven't talked about it yet, but before Christmas comes, we're going to be discussing A Christmas Carol, the novel, and a lot of the film. So real deep dive that I am like truly looking forward to.
And that's happening on Creature Corner, which is a new...
No, Creature Comfort.
Creature Comforts.
The Creature Corner.
Welcome to the show, Bob.
Bob.
Preparation.
Been drinking your whiskey?
Yeah.
Speaking of, Nicole sent us this beautiful small batch whiskey.
The fucking best.
For us to enjoy. I believe written on there is, "This is fire."
Yeah. So, Nicole and her husband, they have a pretty impressive collection of whiskey, and she sent us some to drink and celebrate with on episode 400 there. It's called Dry Fly. It's from Dry Fly Distilling. It's 152.2 proof.
Whoa.
Holy shit. Yeah. And yeah, it literally says, "This is fire."
This is fire.
So, Nicole, thanks for always hanging out with us and supporting us from way back in the day. We definitely look forward to collaborating with you in the future. And let's raise our glasses to Nicole. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Stings the nostrils.
It can confirm it is fire. Holy shit.
Woo!
Oh, yes.
I have to speak after that.
This is also this is the second time Nicole has done this for us.
It's true. Oh my god.
She did this on our Friday the 13th episode, which in the past 100 episodes. I can't believe she hasn't been on this year. That's a shame.
That's an oversight.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
When I first listened to that, I was so surprised. I went back and looked.
Carrie.
To confirm. I was like, oh my god, she's right. Yeah.
Carrie's the last I remember her on.
That whiskey.
We're going to make
it's like it is disinfecting our orifices.
Oh my
no
god.
COVID for me.
Woo.
We went from 70 proof to 152 proof.
Oh my
There's no syrup in that one.
Yeah, that is that's a step up.
Boy, I'm getting tipsy.
That's not for the faint of heart.
No. Be ready for my secret segment.
Red stag stains on the job.
Big thanks, Nicole. Really do appreciate that. All the love. I'm sending rum your way. Check your mail. It's coming. Next up, we're going to hear from our good friends over at A Cut Above. Let's hear what they have to say.
Good evening, straight chillin' boys. It's Jacqueline.
It's Hydraberg.
It's John.
From A Cut Above Horror Review. But of course, we're friends from way back before A Cut Above Horror Review even existed. Pretty much thanks to you. And we're sending a little message to say congratulations on your 400th episode. Holy shit.
That's huge.
400
Here we are.
episodes. Holy shit.
Well, if it's okay, I'd like to share a little about kind of part of the reason that Straight Chilling has been so meaningful to me. I didn't discover the podcast until just after the pandemic had started. Nobody was doing anything and nobody was seeing anybody. And I had just found out I was pregnant and was kind of like in despair. I was looking for something to listen to. And so I found Straight Chilling on the Jacksonville Horror Fans Facebook group. My first episode was Witchboard. I don't know why that was.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why, but that was the first episode I listened to. And that's not a great movie, but I remember being so struck by the interplay between them and how funny they were, but also their really like smart and thoughtful analysis, even of, such a movie as Witchboard. So I started listening to all their back episodes and I sent Bob a couple of messages just saying how much I liked the show. And I was really surprised that he actually answered me back. And so I thought that was pretty cool. And not too long after that, I got involved on the Slack, and that was really the game changer. That's to me what really makes it like a unique experience, is that it's not just a podcast. They've created this whole community, and that's really unique. And that's why we're all friends. And that's why we all talk to each other every day. And that's why it's like one of the first things most of us do in the morning is like check our Slack messages, and we care about each other and we reach out and we share life troubles. And that's really remarkable. Like pandemic or no pandemic, this is just, you guys are just a part of my life. Like this community is a part of my life, and that's all thanks to Bob and Randy and Soju.
I'm sorry, I'm a part of your life there, Jacqueline. I'm sorry.
Damn it.
Yeah, I second that as well. The show's just always been great. You get something from them, like when you get a U-Pick, Bob writes you a handwritten note. Like it's touching. Like they're not, like you said, they're not above you. They're just like, hey, we love that you guys listen to us and you're our friends. Like, and that's the best part of the Slack, right? Like everybody just joins in every day and we do our thing. And then a bunch of us now have podcasts because of that. And we just have this great little circle going on of in-jokes and, you know, just like the show that we all love, Straight Chillin'.
We love them for that. And we love the fact that they built this community that we can bring each other up. We're going through shit in life that it's just like, you got a friend here, even though you're halfway across the country, that they'll reach out to you and say, are you okay?
And now, as a little token of appreciation for you Straight Chillin' guys, I believe Hydraberg has prepared an extra special reach around for y'all.
I have
for
your anniversary.
Should we explain what that is?
Nah.
Okay, go ahead.
If you know, you know.
For 8 years, you boys have discussed films people fear, tackled subjects with tact that other podcasts would veer, all the while turning your fans into peers. So on your 400th, a salute and a cheers. Each episode filled with great laughs and the facts. Quite possibly your biggest achievement was creating the Slack, a community addiction that's become to us like crack. For week in and week out, you've touched all our lives. Creating a better show is your passion, and for greatness you strive. Through Bob's Blues, we learned how to save lives. And majority of us now podcasters, it's surreal like a dream. Every week waiting for Soju as he screams and he creams. Andy always speaks profoundly of a film's hidden themes. You boys have even covered a couple extremes and taken our calls on the hotline screams. So when I say that I love you, your fans know what I mean. For years, you boys have always been some straight shooters as we gathered each week to hunt us some cooters. You've handled our fandom most gently, even offered us a ride on the Straight Chillin' jet ski. In a crazy world, you kept us sane mentally. Went to hell and back for us, we will never forget. Some of us have ink for your honor, we will never regret. So while you think that all you do is watch a film and discuss, in our eyes, you've always been hard with us. Every Wednesday, my face is grinning, so keep doing what you keep doing and always keep chilling.
Yes.
I wish I could have expressed it so well.
Yeah, me too.
That was perfect. Well, let's not make this too long. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. But guys, we did want to just send you a message and let you know how much we appreciate you. You know, we love you and are continually impressed by you. And basically, we're trying to be as good as you.
Yep.
So thanks for everything that you've done for us and the rest of the community. And I hope it goes on forever.
Hell yeet. Hell skeet. Rigatoonie.
And keep chilling.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Shut up.
I don't have feelings, you don't know.
Thank you.
So I had the benefit of listening to all these beforehand, and I gotta say, it sounds silly, I think, probably. Whenever I heard Hydraberg's reach around, I had like full blown goosebumps, and I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
It was like moving in a way that I wasn't ready for or anticipating, and clearly that hit y'all the same way.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that it wasn't just me.
Yeah.
But it might have partially been the whiskey.
Well,
Good thing we've been drinking.
There was a modifier in play.
Well, the first time I listened to it, I was sober. I was at work, actually. I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Honestly, though, like, thank you guys, John, Jacqueline, and Hydraberg for all the kind words. Thanks for participating on the Slack. What I don't know, man.
We're gonna put there's a lot that got trimmed from that, and we are gonna put out a full cut of that just for time.
For time's sake.
But we're gonna put out the full, and that goes for everybody else as well who got trimmed at all.
Definitely feeling the love from the Cut Above crew. We always do, and it means a lot for sure.
I'm really glad that we're actually coming off as peers, because that has actually always been our modus operandi, that we want to be. We're not trying to tell anybody what to feel about anything. We just want to have an excuse to get together and talk about what we feel about a movie. And if that resonates, then that's just a bonus, and every bonus has yielded another bonus, so it's great. We're happy that that things are spawning from the Slack.
If anything, I feel the reverence of like, wow, like people talk to me, like
people talk about us. That's fucked up.
Even when I get the invite, I'm just like, I'm just gonna go talk with some friends. Like, hey, I'm gonna go talk with everyone. Even Jacqueline showed up to the live show the other night. Just like gave her a hug and like, hey, friend,
and Nate too.
Like good old Nate.
It's never like
Matt.
It's never like hello listener to my podcast. It's like hello
it's just
friend.
friends.
It's fucking good
thanks
to
for
see
thinking
you.
of me.
This is
great to see you.
This is the real truth about podcasting when you're doing it the way that we do it is that it's like being in a bar band, and you get people that decide they like coming to see your bar band every week, and you become friends with those people, and maybe they pick up an instrument themselves.
Yeah.
It's a really beautiful cycle.
It is. And you guys are doing great. Thank you for featuring us and having us on. Thank you for being a part of our community. Thank you for just spending time with us.
Yeah, for building friendships.
Yeah.
Making creative shit.
Even somebody like taking the time to write that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no
it's
kidding.
Fantastic.
It hit.
Thank you.
It definitely hit.
It did.
I'm going to get that tattooed on my asshole.
You
so
have-
that
That's
everyone
a
knows
binding
the-
contract.
My boy Randy has a very long asshole.
My asshole has a diameter of 4 to 5 feet.
Some things have happened.
I could park a Buick in Randy's asshole. Yeah, definitely feeling the love.
That's probably the
fat
kind
end
of
of a
joke.
chair
That's
is
probably the
going
kind
in
of joke
there.
that almost got Nicole's husband fired.
Here we are, just costing people their jobs.
Let me talk a little more about my asshole.
That's
I don't
our
think we
bread and
covered
butter.
It's
Thank God
unwieldy.
people love asshole jokes.
man.
'Cause we got them.
Yeah. Thank you guys from a cut above.
Yeah, from
all
the heart.
love.
We love it.
Next up, we're going to hear from our good friends over at the Bean Dub Podcast.
Oh, shit.
Let's hear what they got to say.
What's up, my dudes? We're here from the Bean Dub Podcast, and my name is Seth, or Bean Dirt, or within the Slack community, I'm known as Bean Mang. With me, as usual, is
Laura.
And
oh god, let's get this one. Gratis till 400 pund. Swedish for congratulations on 400 pounds.
Specifically 400 pounds?
Yeah, specifically 400. That's 400.
We're so excited for our cinephile overlords to have their 400th episode, and to celebrate the occasion, I'll tell a story of the first time Bob, Randy, Soju, and myself met. It was 2005. Randy and Bob were both 20 years old. I was 10, and Soju was 2, of course. We were all working at a sewage treatment facility. We were in the shit, literally. Anyway, the crew and I all bond over our love for horror movies, and this is all a completely false narrative. But our conversation had all the classic straight chilling staples, like a Randy rant, Soju couldn't stop talking about Yabos, and Bob was talking about his DVD collection, which was in its infancy and could only buy 2 jet skis at the time.
Weak.
This story isn't true in any way, but do my co-host have anything to say about the boys over at the Straight Chilling Podcast?
I did enough research earlier because cheers to Red Stag Randy.
All right, here we go. Cheers to Red Stag Randu.
Fucking Randazy.
Oh my god, it's just syrup.
Yeah, it's very sweet.
How do you like that?
It's pretty damn good, actually. Also, that's going to be a monster hangover. Because it's sweet. Oh, it's not that much less of an alcohol percentage, but
very sweet.
That's a nice alternative, but I don't know if I'd be able to drink that all night. Randy.
But we can see why Randy was able to drink an entire bottle in one sitting.
Hell yeah.
All right, well, to be sincere, I've always loved the movies, and more so horror as my preference. I've also been a content creator, as cringy as that sounds, since 2015. And ultimately, the chillingest podcast I know had a huge influence on us starting this podcast. I've loved listening to these guys make dick and fart jokes alongside genuine, deep discussion of over 400 iconic horror movies now. You guys are such a huge part of my work week, and more than anything, I'm so happy to be a part of the community you've created. I've never felt so close to a group of people I've never met, and that's a rare occurrence to find so little toxicity in a fan group these days. I don't just feel like a fan, but a part of something. So I'll say from all of us at the Bean Dub Podcast, we love you guys, your commitment, and the community you've built. We're excited for another 400 episodes until you've covered every shit movie and every horror franchise that's been retconned far too many times. Thank you for being you, and as always, peace out.
Good night.
I love that. I wonder if they truly drank Red Stag.
If they did,
there
they
were-
were feeling the same thing we did because they were like, it's so sharp. I was like, God damn, it's so sharp.
There's literally no chance that is lived experience on record. There's no way that was made up.
You can't fake it. You
No,
can't
you
fake
can't.
that funk.
And I'll tell you, like, I must again set the record straight. I did not drink a full bottle that
He
night.
did.
It was opened in advance. A good quarter of it was
We'll
gone.
see.
I'm not made of steel.
Maybe we'll see on the documentary what happened.
Okay.
Maybe you'll see.
What do you have the receipts? Do you have the literal receipt of me
Yes.
purchasing Red Stag?
Dude.
Potentially.
We see you finish the bottle. We see it happen.
And that means I opened it moments before.
Yeah. Thanks for the love, guys.
Thank you.
Honestly, pouring out to Mr. Beandird. I want. You didn't say your name, so I won't say your name.
No, he did.
But he did. Seth. Okay, great, nice. He is extremely hard with us. He's all over the Slack, and his show is fantastic. They put out a really good product. If you guys haven't checked out Bean Dub Podcast, check that out everywhere you get your podcasts for sure.
Yep.
Definitely feeling the love.
Definitely. And I'm sorry that you guys felt compelled to drink Red Stag. Please don't feel compelled to do that ever again.
Honestly, like,
you know, an impulse
Cheers,
buy
you know?
and a good time with your buddies should not spawn people to buy syrup liquor.
You know what my resolution is
I
for
keep
the
saying
next
spawn now. You've infiltrated my mind with the word spawn.
The resolution for the next 100 episodes is we need to make a lot of funny shows where we drink good liquor.
Yeah.
Not dog shit.
Yeah, to help people. We're adults
To
now.
help ourselves.
Bunch of fucking snobs.
Holy shit. Yeah. Shouts outs to the Bean Dub Podcast. Thanks
Next
for the,
week it's
thanks for the love.
Goldschlag.
Oh my God.
Where's the Mad Dog?
Yeah.
Some good stuff around here.
I need
Where's the hypnotic?
I need
my God.
16
We're
locos.
going way back with that one.
16 locos to the state.
Where's the
Oh,
Where's the
God.
Captain Morgan
If I
sweet
drank
tea? Well, what's the tea?
No, you're not the Long Island iced
Long
tea.
Island iced tea.
What's the tea? Finish
Don't
my
tell
joke
me
for
the tea.
me. Oh, please finish my joke for me.
I would like to highlight the fact that Nicole's whiskey has fucked us
Dude,
up.
we're fucked.
Yeah, there's a significant difference, and also fucking in taste. Certainly, that
Also,
shit
we're
is
drinking
way
Red
better.
Stag still.
No, yeah, we haven't stopped drinking. We drank along
Yeah.
with that. Cheers, by the way.
We've got some more voicemails to get to. Next
Let's
up,
go.
we're gonna hear from our good friend Caitlin over at Plug It Up.
Hell yeah.
Let's hear what she has to say.
Gentlest Mangs, it's your pal Caitlin over at Plug It Up, writing in with congratulations on your 400th episode. I'm so happy for you guys. The first feelings that came up for me are how impressed I am and how proud I am. 400 is a huge accomplishment, and I hope you're proud not just of the show that you've worked so hard on, but also the community that you've built. The second feeling that came up for me was insane jealousy, because y'all are the kind of podcasters I want to be, and I'm just wildly jealous. So in honor of your 400th episode, the documentary, and everything you have going on, I made a list of the reasons I'm jealous of you guys. Envy is celebratory, at least in this case. Okay, here we go. Reasons I'm jealous of your show. Number 1, Straight Chilling has the best theme music. I love the theme song and all of the bumpers. I always sing along, and I think I could imitate the Cooter of the Week bump so well that you couldn't distinguish between me and the actual recording. So great sound design. Seriously, make me a new theme song, please. Number 2, your logo and other designs always look super cool. I love my Straight Chilling shirt, and all your merch looks super pro. I love it. Number 3, getting a little sentimental now. You're all genuinely kind, funny, and smart, and handsome. I've had the privilege of recording with y'all a few times now, and every time I'm delighted that you're just really good people. They say don't meet your heroes, but you guys are an exception. I've met you, and you're wonderful. Number 4, the 3 of you have a great dynamic. You can tell that there's a lot of love in this friendship, but you're also not afraid to tear into each other a bit. And that's how you can tell that you're good friends and that you've been so for a long time. It's great. But this is getting a little sappy, and I'm going to stop with the gushing, but truly congratulations on episode 400. Maybe for episode 500, I'll finally answer Randy's question and officially rank the 3 of you from favorite to least favorite. Just kidding. I'll leave you with a question. Over at Plug It Up, listeners submit a whole lot of fuck, marry, kills in my questions. So I submit to you a fuck, marry, kill for your 400th. Okay, so fuck, marry, kill. Physical media, streaming media, and theater watches. Love you guys. Congrats again.
That's an excellent question.
It is
Easy.
That was very moving. Also, I
Yeah,
want to point
thank
that
you.
out.
God damn, these are hot.
We should have not have drank so much before we started.
This is the best time to drink as much as possible.
Oh my god.
Drink some more, Randy.
All right,
You're dry.
You got it.
Honestly,
But not Red Stack.
I appreciate all the love from Caitlin. Like
Seriously.
talking about our design and like just our show, and also like the theme. Like I made the theme and I'm proud of it. But like, if I'm being honest, I think the theme for Plug It Up is fucking fantastic.
I agree with you.
A lot of our people that we guest on and stuff like that. I love their theme
Me too,
songs
dude,
and stuff.
yeah, for real.
They do a great
I would-
job. I'm always like, where did they get
I would
this?
never dare to make a new theme for Plug It Up. I think it's kind of perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would improve upon. So, shouts outs to Plug It Up and Caitlin's theme.
Yeah, no
it's
kidding.
good shit.
Incredibly moving.
Yeah, it's
and
good.
also like Caitlin's maybe one of the smartest people that we know, as far as I'm concerned. So I mean, to get praise for something intellectual at all is hilarious from her, and also like very, very moving.
Yeah, it's good shit.
Good shit.
Fuck, marry, kill.
I got it easy.
It's easy. Well, then
peasy.
lay it on us,
Kick
Big
us off.
Diddy.
Kill physical media.
You're a fucking dick.
Let me explain.
Fuck you, Rob.
If the
Eat my shit,
power,
Rob.
if the power goes out, okay, maybe you've got some laptop or something that's got a fucking 4K player, a Blu-ray player
Oh,
on
I
it.
can stream without
If
power.
the power, hang on, no, hang on though. So I'm equating it to the idea of look at how much space the physical media takes out. If you were out of power, you would be in the same situation streaming versus physical media. So,
Foul-mouthed Marie Kondo has spoken.
so I would say fuck. I would say fuck the theater experience because that's just always so much fun. Like just going to the
so we
theater.
are treating fuck as in like a fun blast,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
as
yeah.
in like fuck it.
Sexual
It's a little.
intercourse.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it's a little dirty. Sometimes it doesn't go the way you've planned.
Sometimes you puke on the floor.
Sometimes you puke on the floor, but that's a good fuck. So that's
a good fuck.
That's a theater.
That's I want it on the record. Puking on the floor a little bit. That's a good
That's
fuck.
a good fuck.
Streaming is the marry because streaming, if you've got power, is the same way you would use physical media. Is you can get literally anything. Like that's the one that you should dedicate yourself to.
Yeah.
It's like
Build an altar
Bob
to
in the
streaming.
past-
I'm
Bob
trying
in the
not to
past like
interrupt you.
3 weeks has asked me
not.
for like 3 links to streaming media
Oh.
that he
The
could
evidence
not
is
get.
damning.
So you
No,
commit yourself to streaming media. Let's get streaming.
What do you say to
media.
that, Bob?
My God, you're a monster. So I will say the last link I asked you for fucking didn't work, and I went to the theater to watch the movie anyways and loved it. It was great. So yeah, streaming bullshit. Fuck, marry, kill. I would say marry physical media. It's here to stay.
You?
It's here
It's
to
here
stay.
to stay. It's never going to be irrelevant.
Physical media is here to stay. I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm making it work.
I mean, vinyl was irrelevant, and now it's coming back. I don't know. I don't see physical media going away anyway, like permanently. Anyways, obviously this is going to be my marry. It's got the best. It literally looks the best. It's got all the bonus features. It's got the physical artwork. You can't beat it. When your internet goes down, you still have fucking power, so you can watch a Blu-ray or a 4K. You have to have power and internet, decent internet, to stream shit, and you still probably aren't streaming it in 4K. At best, it's like 1080p, and that shit sometimes still has commercials. Fuck that shit. Murder streaming. And then, yeah, the theater is what you fuck because it's quick and dirty and weird and you never know what you're sitting in. Yeah, that's what you fuck.
Well, there you go.
Randoos.
I agree with you fellers. No,
You have to pick a side,
All right.
Randoos.
yeah, okay. I think for me, I think I'm fluctuating with these answers. I think fuck the theater.
Fuck.
I would agree with Juice on fucking the theater.
We're all in agreement on that.
Okay, you said
all
this
of
too.
us.
Okay, yeah.
All of us.
All three of us, we would all fuck a theater.
I
and
will
all of
fuck
us
in a theater.
All of us find puking
I
on the floor
have
acceptable for
fucked in a
fucking.
theater.
Really?
We
really?
Really?
Yes.
That yeah. Yep. Yep.
Tight.
Yep.
Randy?
Okay. I don't know. I kind of want to pursue that thread, but yeah. So fucking the theater like Justin and Mary. I think I'm going physical. No, I'm not dapping
Double
you.
dap me.
Nope, I'm not
Double
dapping
dap
you on
me.
principle. I will not. I'm a centrist in this matter. The reason being primarily because I gotta say, kill streaming. And it's primarily for reasons that ultimately amount to political reasons, like we shouldn't be forced to subscribe to things. We shouldn't have everything taken away from us the moment that a licensing issue arises.
Also,
I think that if I really want to watch Ghost Watch, I shouldn't have to fucking search that hard. And streaming, by the way, I'm talking legal streaming. Illegal streaming is going to be there regardless. Illegal acquisition of movies is going to be physical, digital, whatever, forever and ever and
Hang
ever.
on though. Streaming was there for you when you needed to see Ghost Watch.
You're
and
right.
It was on archives.org.
But I would have preferred a physical copy that I could have just thrown in my thing.
But it wasn't there for you.
It was, but it was region B locked, so you had to have a region.
So it
region
wasn't
B
there for you.
No, so okay.
It wasn't there for me legally then either.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
It was on archives.org. That's legal.
What?
That's on archives.
I don't think I'm not totally convinced that that's the case.
That's
I
fair.
think that people can upload anything to archive.org.
That's not legal. That's definitely not legal. However, I will say if you want to watch Ghost Watch, that just dropped on Blu-ray, Region A.
It's it's still pending.
No, I already have it. It's behind you.
Why the fuck is my copy then? I pre-ordered that shit.
I pre-ordered it too.
You want to change your answer from
you wanna
physical media?
Are you? I'm not marrying UPS, motherfucker.
It is. So I will say it's like a $22 brand new 4K of Ghost Watch.
4K. That's your 4K.
It's great.
That's brand. It's still wrapped up. I see it's still in the wrapping.
I opened it. Also, the other thing that sucks about streaming is that they can like edit that whenever they want and cut shit out of it, and you have no control over
Not on the dark web.
And they're also not going to
the dark
inform
web
you.
is not legal streaming. That's not what we're talking about.
shit.
Well, that's what I'm
It's
talking
gonna
about.
be there for us in a pinch regardless.
I live on the dark web.
Caitlin's three options did not include the fucking dark web. We have so much
Streaming
more to
is
do.
streaming.
Yeah.
We need to
Let's have a heated argument about this for another half hour.
Dude,
Let's do
it. Much love, Caitlin. Thanks for calling in. Next up, we're going to hear from our ghouls over at Ghoulish University. Let's hear what they have to say.
Good evening, children, and welcome to the 400th episode of Straight Chilling. I'm Headmistress Logan.
And I'm Thon, or Nate, in the Straight Chilling community.
And I'm Naderade.
And we are Ghoulish University. And we just wanted to say congratulations on 400 episodes to the boys of Straight Chillin'.
Yeah, and we also just want to say thank you. I mean, thank you guys not for just creating the podcast, but also creating a great community of fans and friends. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have made the friends that we have today. And it means way more to us than you could ever imagine. Thank you.
Yeah, one thing I really like about the show, besides the Treehouse Horror episodes that they do, love that. It's probably my favorite thing that they do every year. But the just the way that you can watch a movie and then listen to the podcast and kind of get different perspectives of the movie. You get three different perspectives that are really in depth, and you know, you can almost enjoy a movie in different levels after listening to the episodes.
Yeah. And kind of same sentiment here. Like I could listen to their American Psycho and like Shape of Water episodes over and over again. And to me, it's the same thing as watching the movie sometimes, because you get everything, movie and a conversation. So, but yeah, thanks to the Straight Chillin' crew for creating the community that brought all of us great people together. And keep going till you're old, guys, as if you're not already old.
Bring back Bob's Blu-ray.
Old and crusty.
Play the bump, Andy. Play the bump.
What?
That was
Okay,
definitely.
you guys. Yeah. Thanks, Straight Chillin'. Bye.
That was on me. Sorry, that was on me.
Yeah,
Preparation
skills.
They were shouting out Bob's Blu-rays. That's what they were saying. Bring back.
I see.
That was ya boys. Fuck up. Yeah. Shouts outs to fucking Logan and the Nates.
The Nates. Oh yeah. This is like honestly. This is a very emotional episode for me. I'm verklempt as fuck. I don't know what to say to this sort of thing, except that you guys this is. It's a lot of work, but it's easier than it looks like when you are good buddies with the people you're talking to. When it yields dividends in and of itself. And as I've said on the Slack before, we would be doing this whether or not anybody was giving a shit. And I think that we get that impression from you guys too. And eventually, and if not already, you guys are all you guys with podcasts anyway, are gonna suffer through the same misunderstanding of yourself, where people suddenly care what you think and in some cases refer to you as heroes and shit. Like, that's not acceptable to me. Don't do that. I'm kidding. I love that, and it's just hard for me to swallow as somebody who doesn't take compliments well. So I don't know. I'm rambling. I had a lot of stag.
I mean, likewise. Honestly, I hang out with one of the Nates somewhat regularly. He's in Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
Super sweet dude.
Very nice
He
guy.
was here literally yesterday. All the love in the world to my boy Nate. I wish I could hang out with everybody in the Slack.
Absolutely.
Honestly. And hopefully one day we can make that happen and make rounds, meet everybody. It is just kind of surreal to know that our friendship, which is our show. Our show is our friendship. When you boil it down, that's what it really is.
We really marketed
Brandy's
our
not convinced.
friendships.
And to know that our friendship has essentially spawned other friendships that literally wouldn't have happened if we hadn't have created the Slack channel is just the best. It couldn't be better.
Yeah. I'll tell you.
It couldn't be any better.
Circle jerking's never been easier. I'll tell you that.
I will say, I did step away to take a leak. I just wanted to say, of this squad, these three are staples in the Slack community, in our community.
Sure, totally.
Anytime any kind of discussion's going, I'm looking for this squad, because I'm
Logan and the Nates.
Yeah, I know that they're a part of the community. Their name popping up every day, and this is just fam.
Sometimes every day we get the benefit of 3 professors of the university, so we don't take that for granted. We truly don't.
Truly, yeah.
Really.
It's we talk about movies, but really it's about our friendship, and we're happy to make new friends along the way. And God bless. Thank you guys for calling in. Absolutely wonderful to hear from all of you.
And due to the request.
Shouts out
Classic.
to Steve on that one.
The best bump we have that I had nothing to fucking do with. Nothing to do with.
Except for buying all them blues.
Yeah.
That had something to do with it.
That is true. Next up, we're going to hear from our good friends over at Waxing the Porpoise, and also
hell yeah,
our friend Miles. It's a double tap.
Oh wow.
Let's check in.
There you go.
Hey guys, it's Jim G Baby at Waxing the Porpoise. Just wanted to call in and say congrats to the Straight Chillin' crew on their 400th episode. A huge achievement, and just sticking to it and having all that put together week by week for us to slam into our ear holes has been awesome. I've been listening since the original 60 or 80 episodes that are now archived. So it's been some years now. So in that time, they've given us the Q-Che, Cooter Hunting, Hard With Us, Are You a Real Straight Chillin' Crew? To borrow from Fight Club, they're the warm little center that this life of the community is crowded around. Between all the additional content Straight Chillin' has provided, including the You Pick the Flick, mini-cast, impromptu get-togethers, last drive-in watches with Joe Bob, and even the recent additions of the Chilloween Party, I mean, it's all very unique, and I really don't want to sound like a fucking pretentious asshole, but here goes. They've enabled this virtual commonwealth of sorts. It's drawn together like-minded individuals who support one another and either directly or indirectly fostered connections that have led to people creating their own podcasts, which has then inspired cross-promotion on multiple different shows. Straight Chilling has kind of transcended just existing as a weekly podcast show. It's become a place where everyone knows your name. So thank you guys, Bob, Soju, Randy. Congrats on 400, and here's to another 400. Take care, fellas. And keep chilling like the funk of 40,000 years. P.S. Speaking to that community dynamic I just alluded to, funny enough, we actually had Miles B, who is also part of the Straight Chilling Slack community and fellow listener for many years now, who we've all grown to know and love, actually joined us here on Waxing the Porpoise to cover Possession. So I figured while he's on, he'd have a few words to say for Straight Chilling as well on their 400th episode. So without further ado, take it away, Miles.
What's going on, guys? Miles here. Congratulations on 400 episodes. I started listening to the podcast, I want to say back in 2015, maybe. The job I had at the time, I had a lot of free time to listen to podcasts while I was, doing like manual work. And I think I listened to probably like 30 hours of podcast a week. And then, started checking you guys out. The podcast was good. It was solid. And one thing I noticed about the podcast, it consistently started getting better and better. And you guys, just kept refining just the art of podcasting. I think people don't talk about podcasting as a skill. It's fairly easy to just turn on a mic and start talking, but it's definitely a skill. Forming coherent thoughts and then communicating those effectively, keeping a conversation flowing, not having a lot of dead air time. It's hard. It's really hard. And you guys just kept getting consistently better episode after episode. And when I left that job and started working at a job where I didn't have as much time to listen to podcasts, I cut a lot of podcasts, and Straight Chilling is one that I kept. I love you guys. I love the Slack community. Got on that, I think, probably about 2019, 2020-ish, and just built some really strong relationships there. I could definitely say I call everybody there like legitimate like friends. I talked to my girlfriend about you guys, like, they're your people I see just in IRL every day. But yeah, keep up the good work. Here's to 400 more.
Did we just get praised for our coherent thoughts?
For 400 more, boys. You guys are going to be old in another 400 episodes.
I think people just praise Randy for coherent thoughts, but nobody else.
If I can manage one, I'll let you know.
Yeah. G Baby's an OG.
OG, dude.
I'm very excited that he started a show with his buddy Steve. Steve is not an OG. Steve doesn't know us whatsoever.
Fuck Steve.
But
says Rob.
But no. I will say.
Oh yeah, says Rob. Very
shouts
obviously.
out to Steve.
Rob says
to
that
Steve.
in private all the time.
I think it's hilarious because G Baby is very much like a cinephile and watches a lot of movies, knows the language of movies, and Steve is very much not that. And like their banter is hilarious.
Dude, their show's bumping.
It's really great.
So check out Waxing the Porpoise anywhere you get your podcast. Shouts outs to fucking Miles.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He's like the only person in our Slack that hasn't started a podcast yet. But I did actually hang out with Miles like about a little over a year ago. Not much. Yeah. Like 13 months ago or so. Fucking cool as shit, man. Like really, really excited to meet Miles. And like, we said it before. We want to like literally hang out with everybody on our Slack channel if we can.
Yeah, man. We basically are.
Yeah, so it's good. It's good to hear.
We're
from you,
doing our
Miles.
best. Yeah. Come hang out with us.
Doing
please.
what we can. Yeah, it's fucking cool, man. Like I thought I was gonna meet G Baby like a couple weeks ago, and then like my plans got canceled. And no fault to his.
Yeah.
No fault to his whatsoever.
Damn.
But yeah, it's all the love.
I would love to fucking hang out with you, baby. We
Totally,
need a
yeah.
Slack. Like we need some kind of. We gotta fly everybody
we
out.
Millions of
from
dollars to
Canada
fly people from
and
across
Australia
the world
and Germany
to Rain Dogs in Jacksonville.
Well, let's fly him to Seoul.
I mean, that'd probably be better. Yeah, we can do that too. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much for all the love from Waxing the Porpoise, from your boy Miles.
Absolutely.
Slack channel staples.
Thank you.
OGs. We feel the love. Thank you, guys. Next up.
How close are we, man? Because, man, I don't know how. Okay, two more.
We got two more. We got two more.
We're getting fucked up over here.
Next
I
up.
don't want to open another beer. I'm dry.
Get me one if you get yourself one, that's for sure.
Turn this thing off. I'm dry.
Corey is going to get some more beers.
This guy is clutch,
dude.
Corey's another OG that doesn't.
If there's another beer that looks like
It does another beer that looks like I'll take that beer.
If you are listening to the show, check out Twimby Podcast.
Hell yeah.
If you don't listen to Twimby,
You're a fool.
TWIMB, you're a goddamn fool. Corey
Jesus
is a
weeps
fucking
at your
man.
ignorance.
It's wet.
And continues to do so.
We're getting fucked up. Let's continue.
We are. So we got two more voicemails. Next up, we're gonna hear from our friends, the Cinema Villains.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
check in.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is time that the Cinema Villains bring to you a lovely shout out.
Yeah.
Our homies over at Straight Chilling for 400 episodes and a blood sacrifice.
Blood sacrifice. Yes. Shout out to y'all. Y'all did it. 400 episodes. We can't even get to 100, Shaq.
Fuck no, we can't.
But you
our
know, they
dumbasses
did
are right here.
400. That's amazing, guys.
It's
so,
really
so
it's,
proud.
It's
So
really
proud.
great, man, and so dope to see those boys doing what they're doing every time and putting out content for the horror masses.
horror
Jose,
masses.
you've actually been into the show a hell of a lot deeper than I have as of late. What are some of your favorite memories coming from any episodes or just anything past, present?
Yeah, man. Just favorite episodes that I can always go back and listen to. Definitely the Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 episode.
Mm-hmm.
But listen to it, guys. Christmas season, spooky. I mean, not Christmas. Yeah, Christmas season's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Their Shape of Water episode's great. Their Conjuring 3 episode's another good episode you listen to because it features two idiots on there that, you know.
Possibly might have been drunk, might not though. Who knows?
Yeah, oh boy. But yeah, man, like I said, man, y'all been doing the thing, man. Ever since y'all's intro didn't have a rap, and now it does. So it's great, man. Always
man. Good old boys from Duval County representing hard, man. I've been a fan of the show since like the earlier days in inception, so I know there was different hosts the Straight Chillin' crew has had, but the OGs that I know are still there. That'll be Soju. That will be Randy Gandy G Landy, and also everybody's favorite Moncrief Bob.
Moncrief Bob.
Good old Roberto.
That's right.
Duval's biggest horror pimp.
Dang.
My favorite episodes of all time would actually include, like, one of my favorite ones, of course, would have been the Over the Garden Wall episode. I love the breakdown of that. But top 5, not even 5, but just one would be the Krampus episode that they did. What's one solid gold star.
Solid
fucking
1 star.
amazing content. Boys, we, thank you for always including us. You never really had to do it. We really appreciate y'all for even letting us do the opportunity to do that. But for Shag and Jose and myself, we want to say, keep on chilling, boys.
Yep. Keep chilling. Take care of yourselves.
Later.
Dan, them's OGs
Cheers.
too.
For real, man.
Krampus and that's throwback.
Shaggy, Shaggy. Aside from Nicole, I don't know who I met first, but one of those two folks I met first. I mean, obviously Nicole when she came on our first show as a guest.
Yeah.
But we ran into Shaggy at what's called GAM Festival here in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And we talked Chucky for like 20 minutes in the middle of that, drunkenly yelling about Chucky for a long time, and it was fucking great. I loved that. I loved getting to meet that's one of the early memories of having anybody give a shit about what we're doing besides us going around and begging people to give a shit with stickers and whatnot.
Yeah. If you know Straight Chillin' before there was a rap in the intro, then that's
You're OG.
OG.
You're OG.
That's old school.
If you can put up with those episodes, man, you really, really like the show.
Shouts out.
And also, Moncrief Bob is the funniest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. Although technically, I think it's got to be Briarwood Bob.
It is Briarwood Bob. That's where I grew up for sure. But I will. I mean, I gotta respect it. I remember when we had them on our show. I think that was the birth of the Moncrief Bob. I don't know, but like Shaggy was talking about like some of the streets over here in the Duval, and I was like, yeah, I know fucking Moncrief. I work literally everywhere in the city, so I know every street almost. And he's like, you know Moncrief? I was like, dude, yeah.
Oh, she's a fancy flower.
Fucking know
Dude, I know Moncrief.
You know Moncrief? You know Pearl Street? You know Pearl Street?
Hell yeah.
What is this? What is this? Pearl Street's like why? Like what are we doing?
Pearl Street.
Do you know Main Street? Are you
ever
familiar
heard-
with J.
Have you
Turner
ever heard
Butler
of
Boulevard?
JTB?
You ever heard of the Jacksonville Jaguars?
They're a little underground.
You fucking poser.
In terms of their skill level.
Yeah, shouts outs to fucking Shaggy and Jose. We had them on. It was a long time coming, man. It was a lot of fucking fun. If you guys don't listen to Cinema Villains,
yeah, man,
check them out anywhere you get your podcast. They actually just talked about Silent Night, Deadly Night Part Deuce. So
yeah, man,
tune in. 'Tis the season. You won't regret it.
All right, we got one more, right?
We got one more.
Is this another spawned podcast?
Literally anything but.
Okay.
So we do need to give a thanks real quick
All right.
to the fine folks over at Ghoulish University
Hell yeah.
and A Cut Above
Oh, my Lord.
for making this next call
Oh, yeah.
possible.
This made me
this shit, yeah.
freak the fuck out.
We
I heard Justin squeal like a child. It was,
This was a very thoughtful gift that was given to us. We received it just after we hosted a screening of Blood Rage at Sunray, and I just fucking loaded my shorts. So
with all things,
I can confirm those shorts are ruined. They're in the trash.
Hazmat was involved.
That's plenty of buildup. This is we're gonna hear from our good boy. Our good boy?
Our good boy.
Our good old boy.
Let's set the stage more properly. This is from the legend
Iconic
himself,
figure.
my boy, Dick Bibbs.
Wow, guys, congratulations on the 400th episode of the Straight Chillin' Podcast. Bob, Andy, Justin, that's some kind of record for time wasted on cheap horror. And I'll tell you what, I'm an expert on time wasted on cheap horror. And no, really, that's amazing. And I've been designated by your friends at Ghoulish University and A Cut Above Horror Review to bring the official greetings and appreciation for the past 8 years of covering every single aspect of horror, from family-friendly horror to banned all over the world horror. From all-time classics to movies that just came out this week, from the obscure to the mainstream, the good, the bad, the so bad it's good. You know, I've been on one of those episodes. I'm one of the 400. I was probably in the 300s. I do remember that. And I'm aware that you guys occasionally discuss the latest Last Drive-In episode on the air, and I truly appreciate that. So keep chilling and keep deep diving and keep building that community. Community that gathers through Slack and Zoom, and I don't know where all you guys are. You have actual meetups, but wherever mutants come together. And please do invite me to be a special guest on your 800th episode. I'm looking forward to that. So the Drive-In and Straight Chillin' will never die.
Don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to go to sleep.
I miss you, Joe.
That's a verbal contract. You are
binding.
scheduled for 800 episodes.
That shit fucked me up.
Yeah,
Dude,
man.
that shit
To
was
it.
no. I know. So I wasn't there. Rob sent it out. You know, Nate sent it to Bob,
He
and
did,
Bob
yeah.
sent it out to us. And I legit just stopped. I think I had just pulled into my house.
Yeah.
I stopped, opened my phone, sat there, and was kind of just blown away.
Yeah, no
mesmerized.
shit.
I was like, this man is speaking our names.
Dude, Nate,
Keep my name in your mouth.
Keep it there.
we just finished.
I want a timeshare in your mouth.
We just wrapped up our Blood Rage show, and Nate was like, "Hey, we all chipped in and got y'all this cameo or whatever, and I was like, oh, tight, I'll listen to it when I get home.
Oh, Bob.
But I mean, I was.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh my god!
Okay, cool.
Boo this man!
I was selling fucking these dope posters that Randy designed.
I was peddling merchandise.
Oh, don't try and dig yourself out of this hole now.
And also,
I was
like,
trying to be capitalist, Bob.
The dollars were flowing. I couldn't say no.
capitalist predator, Bob. I was trying to talk to people and pack shit up and stuff. And I finally got home. It was late as fuck. And I remember sitting down, like finally, like taking a minute, and I was like, oh fuck. I gotta watch that fucking cameo, and I pulled it up, and it was fucking Joe Bob congratulating us on our fucking bullshit, and I fucking shit in my pants. Like
we've well established that the pants are
the pants are gone.
I could not.
It wasn't just shit, people.
I could not fucking believe it, dude. It meant so much,
dude. Yeah,
and I was like, kind of embarrassed that I didn't watch it then and there and like hug.
We're
Nate.
embarrassed for you.
I had to
We're
text,
all embarrassed
I had
now.
to text everybody the next morning and be like, "Holy fucking shit! Thank you guys." Like it meant so fucking much to us. Like it really, really, really did. I don't think I can overstate it. I don't think I can.
Yeah, truly.
Honestly.
I stopped. I took a moment. It was like I watched it like kind of like 2 or 3 times in a row, and I was just like really appreciative. Not the fact that Joe Bob was saying our names or that was speaking out to us, but the fact that people took the time that knew us well enough to know that would be meaningful and impactful to
Absolutely.
us. That was the more thing that really struck me. It's just like, man,
totally.
I'm totally in agreement.
You just pure appreciation and just humility. Truly,
that's the thing. I mean, it's well established based on this whole episode of me saying so. Like, I don't take positive feedback very well. I don't know how to react to it.
Best.
Don't fuck with me. I'm right about that.
You're the best graphic
but
designer.
But like when I
know.
saw this, I had the opposite reaction. I did not watch it 3 times. I could barely get through for the first time because I'm like, this is so much. Like this emotionally is like just hitting me so goddamn hard because it, like you said, like people took the time to make that happen. Joe Bob took the time to make that happen and also remembered that he was on our show.
That's nuts,
which
dude.
is incredible.
Probably lying, but
no, he remembers.
How dare he's a man of honor.
Bob, I legit think he remembers.
I believe Joe Bob has a fucking steel trap. I don't doubt he remembers anything.
I guess I don't mean to say that he's lying. I just feel like
but he is.
I feel like we would be a blip on his radar. But
we were. I don't doubt that part.
I mean,
but I also think he has a great memory.
Nailed it in time, like
did.
time wise.
You're right. He actually did.
Look, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
The point being that like the whole thing like just hit me so goddamn hard, like a ton of bricks, and it was like almost too much to take in all at once for me.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you guys for putting that together for us. I want to thank Joe Bob for like saying our names, putting our names in his mouth. Keep putting our names in your mouth.
Put us in your mouth, Joe Bob.
Keep me in your mouth, Joe Bob.
Yeah, that was
Set
very,
me
very
up an Airbnb in there. I'll go.
very thoughtful. Thank you guys so much for doing that. It did mean a lot for sure. We're gonna do another Joe Bob watch party.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeet.
In 2 weeks,
Christmas special.
Yeah, he's doing a Christmas double feature in 2 weeks. Whatever.
Bob, predict it now so I can shame you for being
Whatever
wrong.
that date is.
He's going to make you wrong, whatever you guess.
What do you think it's going to be, Bob? What are your
It's-
best guesses?
It's the 16th. It's Friday the 16th. That's what it is.
I
That's
think
just
he's
like
going
a
to
week and a
do
half.
Silent Night, Deadly Night, but
2
the
weeks.
ones that have
Well,
nothing to do with Christmas.
from this
Okay.
recording.
That's
From-
my
yeah.
guess.
Okay.
It's 2 weeks. Okay, yeah. So that's the end of all of the pre-recorded voicemails that we have. Justin. So this we got a preference. Justin's doing a thing. We don't know what
Justin
it is.
doing a thing.
Randy and I have literally no idea what Justin is about to do. So if it sucks, blame Justin entirely and not Randy and I. So
we suffer no slings, no arrows, but we will take credit. I want to point that out.
We will take credit.
We
I was a
allowed
part
this
of
to
that.
happen,
Nothing
but
but-
also
part
we
of
would
Straight
never
Chillin'
allow it if we
history.
knew how terrible it was.
nothing but just credit. Juice, take it away, man. What are we doing?
All right. Boys, I I'm a little twisted. How about
No
you?
way.
How y'all feeling?
Come on.
I specifically requested that we be a little twisted to do this segment.
Well, Corey came to make sure that
Your
happened.
wish came
Yeah,
true.
do you remember that? Do you remember when I requested that?
I don't remember anything.
Oh yeah, I remember the submitted memo that you put in that said I request.
So
the
this is a
Twisted."
little wild because we did a live show and like things popped up here and there, people asking us questions. But here we go. Here's my segment. Here's my special segment. Okay, ready?
Where did my? I'm sorry.
Nope. December 22nd, 2019. Does that have any special meaning for either of you boys?
Oh, that's the night I murdered that. Never mind. No, nothing.
Is that when you talked about my fucking Blu-ray collection?
That means yes.
That's the last night
Yeah, this is
that we wrapped up.
This is it.
Yep.
That's the.
That's what we're doing. We're doing it again. You don't respect yourself, money, or media. You're a fucking asshole. And now we're gonna talk about it.
So this load got a little blown at our live show.
Got a little blown. Just a little.
But here we are. December 22nd, 2019 was the day we decided that Bob could have purchased a jet ski instead of buying so many Blu-rays as he did.
Okay.
During that time, 2019, the average was that Bob bought 22.5 Blu-rays a month for a total of 158 in 7 months, because we didn't start at the beginning of the month, but we averaged it. It would
Amateur numbers.
270 a year. 270 a year. Let's remember that, people.
I won't. I'll trust you.
Please, let's remember that. Luckily, thank God. Thank God to the heavens.
The Yabos cardigan motherfucker.
That Bob was hubris enough to start his own podcast called Let's Get Physical Media.
It is not in the file.
Where Bob decided it was wise.
Why are you a Baptist preacher all of a sudden?
He's cutting a backstage promo with
What are
WWE this
you
month.
wise to
The cream rises.
each month disclose how many Blu-rays he purchased a month.
The scream always rises to the top.
On record.
Are you saying you listened?
Oh, I've listened. I've listened.
I've listened.
Deeply.
I've heard. And I've been told.
Luckily, there is a record of Bob's misdoings.
I feel betrayed. I feel betrayed.
Bob, you thought it was
real-
a strength. Let me tell you, we're here to save your life. So, last time we traced Bob's addiction, it was 2019. It is now 2022. We've had 3 years of growth and hopeful recovery, but instead,
Hopeful
I don't like this.
recovery.
I
I
have
don't like
numbers to reveal
I'm
to
getting
you.
railroaded.
Nay. Since we didn't track Bob's Blu-rays for the whole year of 2019, he ended up with 270. That was an average. Okay.
It reminds me of a time that has passed.
Yes, and even then we decided that Bob, you know, he could have bought a jet ski, a new Sea-Doo Spark.
Ooh.
If memory serves
Is that
me
thing turbocharged?
correct. Yes. So here we go. That was 3 years ago, Bob.
I hate this.
So we're taking a 4-year average because we tracked 2019. Bob has given us the information for the past 3 years. So we now have 4 years
Robert
of,
Mueller's been on this for months.
of data to go back on. Here we go, Bob. In 4 years of tracking your Blu-ray purchases, here we go. This is kind of crazy. Because I stepped into your Blu-ray room the other day and I did an approximation. I was like, oh, let me count these shelves. I'm gonna
This is a man who is dying to stretch this even further.
You motherfucker!
So here's what I have figured out from listening deeply to your side podcast, our sister podcast, Let's Get Physical Media. Check them out. So you can also be shocked at Bob's Blu-ray purchases. Here we go. 304 average a year
That's not even a blue a day.
to keep the doctor away. You have increased. You were 22.5 a month back in 2018. You are now 25.4 a month.
I need to do better.
In 4 years, you have purchased, on record at least.
Before you finish, let's talk a little more about how shocking this all is.
So, at least on record, 1,000.
That's not true.
219 Blu-rays. Bob, will you recall that 2 days I was in your Blu room and I approximated it to be about 1,200?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. So, based on our average of 2019, $20 a Blu-ray. I haven't even considered inflation.
The duck face that's being made right now.
I haven't even considered inflation.
Well, that means you suck at your fucking
Oh,
job.
shit.
This averages out to, Bob, 2,000. No, 24,000.
What?
$24,380 in the past 4 years that Bob has spent on Blu-rays, averaging out to $6,095 a year.
I think Justin might have got mad cow disease.
That is
Well, no. So in 2019, we consider that Bob could have bought a jet ski Sea-Doo Vibe for close to $4,000. Bob has ranked it up. We were not counting Bob's non-horror DVDs in that year. Bob discloses his non-horror DVDs purchased on Let's Get Physical Media. Not all the time. But in average, $24,380. $695 a year, Bob. So, based on that statistic, I have here.
It's wrong.
I have here.
It's just wrong.
I have here a yacht. A houseboat, if you will, that could be purchased. Okay.
I spend $30,000 on movies a year.
Bob, that is not what I stated.
I need people to know.
Do you
that.
think I didn't do my research on this, Bob?
No, what's
Are
scary is that you
questioning-
did.
What's scary is that you did.
That's the real horror here.
I spend $69,000 a year.
All right, so
I
we
think it's
have
pretty
here,
telling that like Bob spent all this money on Blu-rays and Justin spent all this time on Bob buying Blu-rays.
So here we have a yacht, a houseboat that we could purchase from Brighton, East Sussex, in the United Kingdom. England.
Where's that?
He's on the couch right now. We're bringing him in.
I trust this man's
Brian,
math.
For
come on in.
$12,239. Some of the descriptions of this yacht / houseboat. It's a very sturdy and comfortable yacht.
Doubt it.
Affording amazing value
But
for
is
the
this
money.
as sturdy as the construction of that Babadook
For
set? I mean, I don't
anyone
know.
wishing to take on Blue Water Passage, making with a minimum budget or a comfortable cruiser for weekend sailors. Now that's only $13,000. We've got $24,000 to work with, don't we, Corey? So I also found this 2006-2007 Honda Aquatrax Florida Deuce jet skis for another $11,000. Corey affirms that these look like a really good deal. These are 2 Honda Aquajax jet skis, Bob.
You know what? We are surrounded by hundreds of thousands of dollars of movies in this room right now. I need you all to know.
All
I want
I'm
you
trying to say
Rob,
is that
the
in
IRS is going to be calling later. They have some
years,
questions for you.
totaling 2019, 2020, 21, 22, we could have ourselves a straight chillin' houseboat plus 2 straight chillin' jet skis.
As soon as you buy them.
Bob, give me the permission to sell these blues. And dude, that is the question. It does come with a flat screen TV, Bob. It's flat.
Is it flat? It's not a tube TV?
It's flat.
We're fucking living!
Because of the implication.
Because of the implication.
I imply that your math is wrong.
I don't think so, Bob.
We're gonna audit the audit here.
Let's audit it.
You know, we're gonna
Let's
bring
put
some
Bob to the
specialists in.
test.
I'm gonna call Mr. IRS.
Baron von IRS is
Bob,
gonna
in
come in and double
2019,
check
you
the
proclaimed
numbers.
that these Blu-rays could be a tax write-off. Have you written any of these Blu-rays off?
I don't pay taxes. That's for losers.
Well, now you're
Get
definitely
him,
for real getting
IRS.
audited.
Get him.
Everybody knows that.
We are now 2 hosts of Straight Chilling. Bob is in prison.
Bob's calling in from San Clemente Prison Complex. Thanks for calling in, Bob.
That's Juice's top secret thing. We do have one more segment to get to, actually. And that is definitely not where Bob went wrong.
Bob went wrong.
So something we've done every 100 shows is we make a supercut of funny bullshit that happens on podcasts. We mash them together, and I feel like every 100 shows it just gets longer and longer and longer. So this one was
All the girls say so.
Somebody says it. This one came in at just under an hour. I cut 10 minutes out of that to give you guys a bit of a sample. If you want to hear the rest of it, it will be available as a bonus episode over on our Patreon website. But I do want to play the sample of the supercut now. So let's have a listen. Here we go. What up, nerds? Welcome to another lycanthropic orgy right here at Straight Chilling.
And you know what else? I'm really happy that I can finally say fuck on a podcast. So.
Oh, yeah. Pirate radio, baby. Fuck.
Do you prefer daddy stains, Bob? I know you have a daddy kink.
Apparently, I've been told.
I have a
daddy kink.
It's on record.
Out of context.
Let the record show.
But on the other hand,
I support incest.
We have a wave of incest porn coming through our doors.
It's our fucking Patreon supporters always picking these movies where siblings bang.
Bombs. Sea-Doo pocket vibes, to be more specific.
Rocket in your pocket or in the ocean.
Yeah, feel the motion of the ocean right in your pocket. Sea-Doo vibes.
Nothing is quite like the ocean, like the loud sound of mechanical vibrating. Oh, we're getting a last minute call. You'll suck that fucking stain right out of your sweater.
Good evening, gentlemen. Not a long-time listener yet, but a first-time caller regardless. I know how it works around here, though, so I am inebriated.
So I just want to say, G-Baby, this is in no way personal.
True.
I love you. But I'm just going to shit
that.
all over this movie today.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
They're started, buddy. Trust me.
Okay.
I be stroking.
So if you want to hang out with us on Zoom, we're going to post a link to join.
Shift H. It's a good shortcut to know.
I don't know what that is.
Hides all the screen elements.
What is happening?
And we'll go ahead and put the start point at the bottom and point towards the end. And we'll just start animating this thing. So here is the way this works. What you want to do is put the saber core over the saber in the shot.
Here's crazy porn.
We'll turn up the size.
Randy.
Now there is a control setting for the roundness. So if you want to.
Oh my God. What the fuck's happening? It makes less sense than usual.
Okay.
Oh man. Randy is having
That's it.
some alpha.
Yeah,
God,
yeah,
I wish that
we
was
got-
like the raunchiest, fucked up porn.
We got some technical difficulties.
Randy!
We're back. The saber. So here's the full side. Let's move.
What is with it?
What the fuck is happening?
The Ghost in the Machine.
The saber. The saber. If anybody's drinking Malort, you're certainly going to stain something.
So this is a pretty damn horny movie.
Yeah. It
We can
is.
start right there.
yeah.
This one is for you, King. I have a daddy kink.
I'm currently working on a book called Transploitation with my amazing partner, Ren Crane. And we also have a whole team of writers that are doing essays in that book from just different perspectives about different films. I'm super, super excited about that.
We did. And it was my first time at Spooky Empire. Bob, you're a veteran at this point. And it was nice to go to an event after this past year that we've kind of had where everybody's not doing anything. So it was nice to see people out in their costumes and see all the booths out there. And we had a good time. We met up with a lot of the kids from Something Ghoulish, and Mikey from Let's Get Physical Media was with us, and we met up with Michael from Horror Apocalypse. So nice. Horror podcast community was showing up. The sooner you isolate which flavors of fatherhood forces your fluids to flow, the sooner you can find your inner kink peace. Sincerely, a friendly Mang.
Ahoy there, folks. Step right up. Hurry, hurry. We got us a big show tonight, and it's going to be some dog shit.
You should see Rob when he's drunk. He's definitely way hornier.
The horny quotient has exceeded capacity already.
I'm not sorry.
But since we're talking Straight Chillin' history today, we did a little like reboot of Straight Chillin' where we bought new equipment and decided we're going to continue this podcast around episode 60 or
62,
something. 62.
62.
And our first test was Joyride. I used to have a GPS that I called Candy Cane.
Candy Cane. Yeah,
Before we had smartphones.
Before they renamed her Siri permanently.
You had a Garmin.
Sure.
Do you kids recall Garmins? Do you know what the fuck that is?
Army of Darkness, which is not really my favorite, and I think we know why.
I don't like sound.
Deep inside Randy's ear hole. Just plowing him with compliments.
Yeah, thanks for
It's my
calling.
boy Dick.
It's Randy's boy dick.
What was that Yin Yang Twin song?
The whisper
just
song.
Whisper the whole time. I couldn't remember any of the lyrics.
I think it's wait till you see my screenplay.
I was in a bubble.
Proceed with caution.
Rolled your ass down there.
It's our bubble boy. He's got a big,
absorbed my ass down.
Big Straight Chilling logo on the side. Like, hey, is that Rollin' Randy from Straight Chilling?
Rollin' Randy.
Rollin' Randy. That's
You
what they call
spot
me
him,
around
tag
these
him on
parts.
Instagram.
You've got a boombox with Limp Bizkit playing. Rollin', rollin', rollin'.
I guess all kinds.
Don't touch me. Get your little greasy paws away.
Behind the scenes.
You're an evil tickle witch.
Are you calling a cootie queen, you lint liquor?
You lint liquor.
Yeah, I'm also
lint
ticklish
liquor.
to the point where, like, whenever I go to the doctor and they like check lymph nodes or whatever, I was
shit.
like,
What up, it's your boy? It wasn't me. Stains.
It was the goddamn devil.
Devil made me do it, did he?
Randy is out for this week, and to fill his gigantic void, we needed not one but two guests, and it's been a long time coming. Give these two gentlemen a warm welcome to the Straight Chilling Podcast. We have Jose and Shaggy from Cinema Villains. What's up, boys?
What up, everyone? God damn, it is time. Finally.
Motherfucker, you would wait till I move out of Florida before you actually invite me on the fucking show.
Man, thank y'all so much for having me on this show. This is a dream come true. I have officially reached the pinnacle. I'd like to thank my mom and my uncle for getting me into horror movies as a child and preparing me my whole life for this moment. This one moment.
Thanks, Randy, for pointing out my voice on the phone is sultry and
made your boy dick hard. I appreciate that. I've gotten that before.
Damn. Christopher Walken, he's kissing the kids.
We all did horror.
Your soul out your mouth.
I'm gonna suck the soul out of your mouth.
That's
your mouth.
That's pretty fucking good. That's better than I could do. That's for fucking sure.
Always love the Foo Fighters. That's always good.
Fighters.
Ladies and gentlemen, Foo Fighters.
What are you sipping on there, Juicy?
Dude, Pepsi Blue from the fridge of Blurb. Pepsi Blue, dude. I drank this and it immediately tasted like Bob's 9th grade.
You tasted my 9th grade.
I did.
I feel like that's probably not the most delicious taste, just on description alone.
Mortal Kombat.
Whoa, get over her.
Get over her.
Oh God, yes, come with me. That's the new Scorpion tagline, I think.
Yeah.
Oh God, yes.
They retired. They retired. Get over here, and they're now employing. Oh God, yes, come with me.
If you're having problems, Dr. Randu says you can do. Call in. Fucking A.
Oh, baby, how you doing, baby? You want to go swimming in the nude, baby? I'm ready to talk about some butterfly yourself. I'm so excited.
It's what a lovely coincidence we're talking about this movie on Father's Day, and that song is just sort of a lyrical nightmare.
It's just a perfect situation for you, Bob, because as we all know,
I have a daddy kink.
What up, it's your boy. Walk beside the pony ditty. It's my first ride. Stain.
That's a hell of a stain, dog. Butterfly kisses on your daddy's little face.
Turn 16.
God damn.
I would not like that.
Mom, I did them already.
Walk beside the pony,
I might
daddy.
just reach out to
It's my first ride.
Meat Canyon. That dude's got to take this on.
Meat on the track. You gotta get meat on the track.
Meat on the track.
My boy Meat.
I don't know why that hit me.
You gotta get meat on the track.
Got my boy Meat on the track.
Let's get
my daddy's face.
Let's get it right.
She licked my asshole a little bit.
I hope not.
Oh no. Ride me on a pony, daddy. It's my first ride. Daddy, don't cry. Oh, if only I done wrong. I must have done something right.
God damn. I must have done something
love in the morning. Butterfly kiss all at night.
With the scat man.
Like 20% of that was butterfly kisses.
God damn. That's just a little taste of the
my
supercut.
Lord.
Just
Oh.
a taste.
Oh.
There's another like 40 fucking minutes.
Can I
Holy
revise my
shit.
like? That's definitely one of the funnier episodes
I
for
would
me.
die.
We're sitting
if
here
I-
cracking up on the same level again.
That shit. That was a good episode, Butterfly Kisses. Shouts out to Simon for picking that one.
Butter Clisses.
Butter
I like me some butter.
I'm butter
Best movie I ever done laughed at.
I do
that
like
movie
that
or that episode was funny as fuck.
Yeah. That was good
Faux
shit.
show.
Ooh,
Actually,
good
like a
job.
good movie, and also we fucking passed out laughing while talking about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a double tap for sure.
It's
Rest in peace,
3
Eric, whatever your
hours
name
later
is.
than when we
Directed
started
that.
this.
Yeah, that's how time works. I mean, that is episode 400. That's what we had for all y'all.
Boys,
Dude, that's it.
400. Here we are together.
Don't touch my arm.
In another crevice.
Don't
Diddy.
touch my ass.
Don't touch my arm.
Thank you guys for tuning in, for real. Thanks so much for celebrating. Thanks for participating. Whether you've been chilling with us for 8 years or 8 minutes, it doesn't fucking matter. We appreciate it. It means
If
a
you
lot.
hung into those 8 minutes, man.
It means a lot. Yeah, we got it. The supercut's going to be hitting our Patreon. If you want to hear the other 40 minutes, tune into that.
Did you say 40 minutes?
40? Yeah.
Oh my lord. I might die. Thank God you didn't play it tonight.
Dude, the supercut, I listened to it alone and sober and laughed a lot, but also like it's masturbatory, so take it.
Well, yeah, okay, of course.
You know,
This whole episode.
No.
That's what 100 episodes are, boys. You gotta be jerking off.
Quite ironic.
You have to be jerking off.
You must jerk. That's the cost of entry.
We're gonna be back next week with a brand new show. We're back
What are we
to
talking about next week, Bob?
We're back to talking about like actual movies, full on movie
reviews.
Episode 401. It's a new release.
I'm gonna give some deep insights and
It's a Christmas.
insight.
It's a Christmas horror movie
yeah.
called Violent Night.
Yeah.
We're talking
Find
about
the
it.
jolliest bunch of assholes this side of the nut house.
This side of the butt house. Check us out.
That was an unnecessary pun.
Boys, drinks up.
Funny.
We're fucked up.
Cheers. 400 down, 400 to go. Thanks, genuinely, thank you to everybody who participated in this week's episode. Check out Violent Night. Get ready for next week's show. Until then, sign up to all our bullshit. Subscribe to our shit. Rate our shit.
Rate our shit.
All the love. Nothing but love from the Straight Chillin' crew. For real. This week means a lot. We'll see y'all in 7 days. Until then, keep chillin'.